are these people?
I got a little treat.
I'm not going anywhere.
Some Randy Newman for that ass.
Ooh! You got a friend in me.
Red moon rising on the Cuyahoga River, rolling into Cleveland to the lake. There's a red moon rising on the Cuyahoga River, rolling into Cleveland to the lake. Now there's an oil barge winding on the Cuyahoga River, rolling into Cleveland to the lake. Cleveland, city of light, city of magic. Cleveland, city of light, you're calling me. Cleveland, even now I can remember, 'cause the Cuyahoga River goes smoking through my dreams. So burn on, big river, burn on. Oh, burn on, big river, burn on. Well, the Lord can make you tumble. Yeah, the Lord can make you turn. God can make you overflow. The Lord can make you burn. So burn on, big river, burn on.
What about you, eyeballs? What did you see?
It couldn't have been me, sir. I was front row in my AOC t-shirt, foie gras sucking on a press release, sir. My head down, fourth shot, good little sheep, sir. Sit down, sweetie. The adults are gonna speak first. They trust the science and they're terrified of research. Here to thank our healthcare heroes, they've been feeding to the burnout feet first. Until suddenly they dip mid-shift, take a header off a bridge. Such a shame, they were really such a sweet nurse. Now they'll never get the card and the cold slice of pizza meant to thank them for their teamwork. Now they'll never get the baggie full of checks mixed, which would be the one reward they'd see for the moms they had to intubate. And the countless cries of grief since we've been haunted by the specter of the C word. Now all the applause for our healthcare heroes rings a very hollow note because we played it out like Freebird. See, add the ones and zeros and our fragile checks and balances are checks for all the wealthy who have such unholy talents that we think it's patriotic that we all got zero balances. And re-elect Pelosi so she'll face our toughest challenges. Which is analogous to water for a drowning man. Nancy disregards our impoverished with a spiteful and dismissive little waving of her withered hand. 'Cause 500,000 freezing on the streets is Biden's winter plan. And I bet you swore they told you you were voting for a different man. But really all you wanted was a different man. It didn't make a fucking difference if he finishes the previous inhabitant's agenda and starts auctioning protected land. Biden's born to leap at any war a donor's check demands. Turns out that you can't cure greed once it infects a man. once they lose respect for human life and focus all their fucking efforts on the oil baron rescue plan. Honey, what are we to heck you but, or heck you but to us that if she's starving we should give a damn? Why should we be moved to tears if someone isn't eating? We won't even recognize that food is essential to our being. It's just us and motherfucking Israel who will not guarantee that food's a basic human right. Because starvation is our favorite tool of genocide disguised as sanctioned democratic healing. That's me in the corner, losing my religion, gouging out my eyes and then dancing on the ceiling. Jesus fucking Christ, what a feeling.
Hey, what about you, eyeballs? What did you see?
Our society and our world are full of these invented and built up and contrived facades. And sometimes some people come along with a hammer and smash that facade. It's a brilliant, powerful hammer. It's a brilliant, powerful hammer to smash that facade. It's a brilliant, powerful hammer to smash that facade.
Welcome to the future. Shit where you please. The Wi-Fi's killer, but there's no more bees. So there's hardly any flowers, there are very few trees, and you'll pay $1,000 for some honey for your tea. But we got these awesome collars, mine's an Apple Model 3. It allows for better movement than the Tesla X Elite. It lets you customize the ads that it implants in every dream. And for premium subscribers, doesn't shock you in your sleep. But it doesn't stop there. It can analyze your speech, and if it hears disinformation, then it notifies police. It's a swift re-education, but it knocks you off your feet like your booster every 7th week. I faced the future boldly with 2 eager open eyes, and I picked a couple nuggets up that blew my fucking mind. Like you can taxidermy someone while they're technically alive, and they'll shine when it's election time. See, the Democratic voter base will pay them zero. Never mind if voting for the scarecrow is a vote along their party lines. They could stare into its marble eyes and claim there's something dignified. Unlike real politicians, this one doesn't need an oxygen or kit supply. But its function is the same as those who came before. The goals are never misaligned. It still spends all its working time performing pre-recorded fleecing sessions where it sugarcoats your slow and hungry genocide, while pouring billions into Nazi coffers, all the while selling you the story that we're moments till the MiGs arrive. So fuck it, ask Zelensky if he'll help replace our leaded pipes. Watch a fleet of Penske's show, stacks of bills in every size. Guess it only took a black sun and a couple Hiles. Honorary goose step and some Nazi boots a quarter mile, all while Biden sneers his sordid smile. I don't know what was in this morning's vial, but it makes him stare 1,000 yards through all the prompters and the cards like he can smell the nearest child. His eyes are wide and wild, wider than the grave in which another 1,000 families were tossed in as I typed until they rose up to the sky unceremoniously piled. Which sort of flies right in the face of all this network ticker tape where the American economy has superhuman vitals.
And sometimes some people come along with a hammer
See, I like to think my trial's gonna play like a recital. I'll denounce the world around me and accuse the most entitled, who weaponize their titles, whose pull is something tidal, who'd starve us all to death to best delight their blinded idol. So they might destroy the record, and I will never get to vinyl. So my word is not immortal, but it's final.
It's a brilliant, powerful hammer. It's a brilliant, powerful hammer to smash that facade.
Good morning. Sunday morning. Good morning. Sunday morning.
We're 40 Sunday mornings out from normal, and the world is not the same. Said you waited for a warning, but the warning never came. Don't shine a light in my face.
Nancy gonna cut you a check too late. 2 years after your funeral's paid, 2 years after the grave, she'll be a little stronger for all of the dollars she saved. Watching you wake, watching you cling to your family slipping away. Watch her do nothing but pray. Watch her condemn the Republicans, take them to brunch and then shrug it away. Now watch us be outraged half of a day, then pick a new hero to face our leaders and think they could beat them, playing the game they played since Pelosi had real human blood in her veins. They're all one and the same, sold off stocks and they all maintain that the risk was benign and the virus was tame. Flash forward and 40 Sunday mornings fade, 250,000 people in its wake, and the cruise ship sailed today. So motherfucker, don't shine a light in my face. Wait.
Good morning. Sunday morning. Good morning.
Wait.
Sunday morning.
Wait. We're 40 Sunday mornings out from normal, and the world is not the same. Said you waited for a warning, but the warning never came. Don't shine a light in my face. Said you waited for a warning, but the warning never.
No, Indy left. What is happening here?
To check out IndependentLeft.news.
The Indie News Network.
Indie Left News.
Oh, hey, Indie Left.
IndependentLeft.news. Great work.
Indie Left News.
IndependentLeft.news.
Independent Left News.
Shout out to Independent Left News. Shout out. Oh, what's up, Independent Left? Indie Friends show.
Thank you, IndependentLeft.news.
The INN, Indie, you're wonderful.
I think Indie was onto something.
Independent News Network, Indie News.
Yeah. What's up, Indy, over on Rockfin?
Independent News Network, also known as INN.
Indie Left News.
I don't know if I would have made it through that 3 weeks without Indie, honestly.
No, I was just going to ask Indie.
A huge thank you and shout out to Indie Left.
No, you know what we're doing? We're world building, Indie.
Indie Left News.
You were doing the INN recruiting.
Indie News.
Independent Left News.
Shout out to Independent Left News.
Check out Independent Left News.
At Kennedy News.
I see Indy's in the chat. Hi, Indy. Okay, great. Bye.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. What's going on? It is Sunday night. It's Indy. It's Reef. Reef's thing is off for some reason. I don't know why. I got to mess with this thing now. Okay. We're gonna do it live. And we've got a guest here, and our friend Colin Radish Carter, a co-founding member of INN. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Welcome to How Do We Miss That? Long overdue. Colin is, again, he's been with us, and he's been a friend of mine in Discords and online since basically I started aggregating news 3+ years ago. And It's awesome to have him here on stream, and most of you guys know him, so say hi to Colin. I know he's been on Hard Lens. He's on INN News with this guy Reef over here. Yeah, there is something really off about Reef's box. I don't know why. All right, your whole I see. No, I see what it is. I need to go into this first of all there and fix it down here. Zoom 3-box cam 1. No, that's right. So then I need to fix it in this one. I don't know. All right. But I do want to fix this because this is going to mess with us all night. So we got a bunch of people showing up in chat already. I know that our friends over at Due Dissonance are live as well. I want to give them a shout out as always. They're good dudes. They've had us on, all of us actually, and they've featured INN, and we've had them on a couple, we've had them on INN News, and we'll do more stuff with them, I'm sure. They're doing the anti-imperialist thing with RBN and Hard Lens, which is really cool. So let's see, where's Reef's box? There it is. Why is his Zoom thing not working there? That's so strange. This Reef? No. Nope, not that one. Okay. Yeah, we're all messed up. All right. So anyway, let's go back here. Thank you. It's been a week, everyone. It's been a week, everyone. It's good to see Oz and Nick, Dr. Nick, who has now been added to the scroll bar at the bottom. So, welcome everybody to How Do We Miss That? How Do We Miss That is a show featuring articles written by independent journalists who expose corruption, cover workers organizing, and environmental crises while challenging corporate establishment narratives and talking points. New episodes stream live Sunday nights at 10 p.m. on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Rockfin, Substack, Facebook, Telegram channels. Podcasts usually published within a day or two on Amazon, Google, Spotify, iHeart, everywhere you listen to podcasts. I'm Indy. I'm co-host. I am the founder and editor of the Indie Media Today Substack. I'm the creator of the Indie Media Awards, and
I have it. You got it.
Hopefully you all heard that. Nice.
I gotta turn that on.
Okay. Co-host of American Tradition with Jett on INN, and we had a killer Seuss Talica on Tuesday night. Producer for Bread and Circuses on INN with Chris, and executive producer for The Politics of Survival with Reade on INN, reading the whole resume. Yep. Associate producer for the Misty Winston Show on TNT Radio. So that's me. And then I got Reef over here. He's INN's technical director. He is the creator, engineer, and co-host of INN News. And we got the producer. He's also the producer for The Politics of Survival with Reade on INN, and the producer for Bitch with Comrade Misty on INN, also on INN. So,
I love you, bitch.
Thank you. So tonight we've again got special guest Colin Radix Carter. So I'm going to gush a little bit about Care Bear. That again, we've been friends, and why? Because just like you, just like us, you had not really been doing any kind of live streaming or anything until we all started this network. I mean, you've done a couple things. You were on Franco's show here and there, but you never did a consistent show, and you never really had like the kind of presence that you got now. And I love seeing it, and I'm so glad that INN was there, and the timing all just worked out. And look at what you're doing now, and you're killing it with INN News and going on RBN now every week, and really getting exposure and growth going on with Sabby, and being invited on Hard Lens. And I love seeing it. I can't be more happy or proud for you, really.
Thank you. And I have to say, I'm sure I've said this many times, but I mean, you saw something in me, to even ask me to be a part of this network to begin with. And I hadn't even streamed, and you basically asked me to be on the network after my first stream on my personal channel, which was an ordeal in of itself. And once I did it, and still, even then, I was like, why would you ask me, since I basically had no experience? But thanks to you and thanks to Reef, it's got me a little more confident in streaming and kind of sharing my opinion and not being afraid to express my opinion. But yeah, just giving me the confidence and the encouragement in order to do this work, because it is a lot of work, just behind the scenes, just kind of streaming and getting all the information right and taking the time to do that, and then thumbnails and then promotion, online and all that kind of stuff. But you and Reef have been great advocates for me and great friends and brothers in this. So I really appreciate you too in supporting me as I grow in this.
Yeah, man. Yep. It's been a pleasure to see, and I know this is still just the beginning for all of us, and it's really exciting to see that this is just taken off. And you went to the Supreme Court, and I saw you outside there, and I seen what you did with Ayanna Pressley, and Cori Bush famously outside Congress. So again, people are I would think are pretty familiar with you so far, and they're going to get even more familiar with you, and I can't be more excited about that. So
real quick before we start the show, do me a favor real quick. Go to Zoom.
What do I do?
No, you're okay. Top left, hit the little shield, and then find settings, and then go to video, and make sure HD is on.
Settings.
You can do that, please.
I think that's on the other.
I want to see if that. Yeah, you're okay.
Why are we having issues with stream quality? No, it's showing.
No, it's just this is a little blurry on my end, on like our end.
I
just want to make sure you're sending.
Okay.
Good video.
Where's the setting? I don't even know where settings are. View.
It's in video. Yeah, top left in the Zoom room. Hit the shield button.
Okay.
Go to video.
I don't have.
There should be settings in there.
Oh, I see. There's
a little gear top right.
Yeah. I got it.
And then video.
And then HD is set. Yes.
Okay. Cool. Never mind then. Just Zoom's terrible. Okay. It's not your fault.
Wonderful. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault. Okay. I can't read it.
We're
There's
good.
No words there. I hope there are words there. But anyway.
You might have to refresh your Twidget.
Oh, really? Twidget? What's Twidget?
I don't know.
Why would I need Twidget? I don't need Twidget.
I don't know. I don't know what words they're talking about.
I don't.
What is going on here?
Help! Anyway, let's go to our main screen. Okay, let's not, because I'm not ready yet. No, that was just a show doc, everyone. I wouldn't mind showing that, but anyway, first let's go to yeah. Everybody laughs at me because India's freaking butchered mess when it comes to this nonsense.
Thing sucks.
Yeah, thing sucks. That's right. Absolutely, dude. All right, so now we're all right. Shout out to Big Man Crab, dude. This thumbnail killed me. He killed me tonight. All right, especially with the one in the middle. All right, because we're gonna do the first articles about Substack, and it features a friend of the show. And I was like, dude, I want to do like the Robert Downey Jr. from Tropic Thunder, and you never go full shitlib. So Joe, I asked Joe for one, and I remember he had done one back last year. But of course, his account has been banned, or his account was suspended. So I couldn't even find the tweet that had the graphics. So I was like, dude, you got to send that to me. And then Crab, of course, outdid me. So again with this thing, what is going on, man? What is going on? I think that I have the wrong guest one in my Zoom thing here. I think that's what's going on. If I look at the aggregate, guest one aggregate, hold on, let me switch to this, and turn to Zoom 3-box cam 1. There it is. Why is that doing that? But I don't know. We can fix it right here. Sorry, everyone. We're just fixing it on the fly. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so now that should fix Reef in the main screen, and now I'll have to fix him back in the three shot. Useful shot. That was nice. Okay, now Colin's all missed. Ah,
Now you got to go fix that one.
how did this happen?
I thought you had stuff set for 3 people.
Like I did. It worked fine last week. Literally, this is the exact same view that we have, isn't it? Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It absolutely is. The same damn thing. So why am I all right? So
on the same monitor and everything.
Same everything in the same placement and the same everything. Yep. Okay. So let's go to guest 2 aggregate. Okay. And he looks nice. Oh, see now there.
Colin, you went to see Jimmy last night, right? How was that?
Talk about that.
It was great. Steph was great. Max Blumenthal from the Gray Zone did a 15-minute set, and he was amazing. I told you guys before we went live, I think Max has a hidden talent for comedy, which, considering to me how dry and stoic he kind of is, at least how he presents himself, when he's streaming or whatever. Like, it was good to kind of see a little more. He definitely has emotion, but I always kind of think of him as like a stone wall. So just the idea of him, showing it, emoting, just emoting while he was doing his comedy was actually a treat. But yeah, I think he has a natural talent for it. So he did record it. So hopefully he does show that his set hopefully on YouTube at some point. But yeah, great show. If Jimmy is performing near you, I definitely highly recommend you'll go see him. But it was a great time.
Sweet.
Great time last.
2 thumbs way up, says Colin.
Yes.
All right. I don't know what's going on with this thing with Colin's screen, but I think it has to do with I think it has to do with like the folders and stuff and where this whatever goes. I don't know. Let's move Colin. There we go. Now we got his name badge here and move him up here, and now everything should look clean and smooth. Enough. All right.
Yep.
Sorry, everyone. We're ready to go. I'm a little off tonight, but we should be good. All right. So we got 3 stories instead of 4 because there's going to be 3 of us. We got Joe. Oh shit, Joe's in the house. Oh boy. All right.
What's up, Joe?
We got Joe. So let's talk about Joe. So first off, Crab outdid you, Joe. When it came to this article, Crab he nailed it. So this is, you never go full shit. So this is what we're doing here. But I had to pay homage, and this was Joe's, and I was gonna go with this one, and then Crab. Yeah, Crab got to be. Crab people. Right. So Crab People is he won out tonight on that one. But so let me go back to the 3 box and let's see how messed up that is. Oh, not terrible, not terrible. Good. And now we're gonna go escape here and go back to this, and we'll go back to our first article, which is from a friend of the show. Most of you know him as Crying Grim. Some of you know him on
an incredible name.
Yeah, some of you know him on, and that was his Twitter handle. Some of you know him on Telegram as Pericarditis. Yes, pericarditis. Yeah, they're very funny. And on Substack, he is Rich Slutsky, and his Substack is Counterspin, Lies, Damn Lies, and Spin. He's been doing this for a while. And so he wrote this article about the public square, and I thought it was really interesting because I'm a Substack fan. He is also
really.
We
would have never guessed.
I've never talked about it, and I've never showcased it.
Not
never
once.
done anything with it whatsoever. But he wrote this article about what?
You can Substack, bro? Do you even
Substack, bro? Like, all right. So if you click on the 3 dots, you can cross post this to your audience, by the way. Put a little note and send this to any one of the Substacks that you control. And I will be doing that. because this is a really good article that I think every one of the people that subscribes to my newsletter should read. So what he's talking about is why Substack is stupid to make all the same mistakes of its ideological predecessors and why getting uppity with me or anyone else won't fix that problem. So this is an interesting little drama that happens. It's what's playing out on a larger scale. And that's why I wanted to bring it
And
here.
look at that Gutenberg.
That is. So he's talking
Got
about
that whole Gutenberg. Model 9 Gutenberg.
That's the early printing press. That's correct. The Gutenberg. So the printing press, he says, Rich, was a marvelous invention, wasn't it? Clean, properly spaced text on demand, easily replicable with minimal tooling and knowledge required. All you realistically needed to do was typesetting, cranking, handing out of dictum. It was one of the few technological inventions to genuinely deserve the title revolutionary, for as much as we hear that word thrown around meaninglessly in Silicon Valley these days. So,
speaking of Silicon Valley, there is an incredible museum there in San Fran where it's like of printing and like bookbinding. Very good. You should check that out. They probably have that printing press there.
I'll bet they do.
You know.
So,
but you also said dictum, FYI. Very funny.
Actually, Rich wrote dictum. He might have written it just so that I wrote it. There's just so that I had to say it, and he's probably watching now, or he's going to watch on clip. But, so book transcription and publication, let alone translation, would take years, perhaps one's entire life, before the invention of such a machine. Yet, just 550 years later, the personal computer had already unseated it and made it largely irrelevant. The internet, global commerce, digital media, photography, and art, 3D rendering and sculpting, music, and perhaps most importantly, instantaneous bidirectional text, voice and video telephony, communications, iMessage, Facebook. That stupid email from your HR lady that you forgot to reply to, and now you can't bring your fiancé to the company picnic. Modern life is pretty marvelous, I admit. For as many gigabytes fill our drives and terabytes that we transfer person to person and for personal edification. And it's funny, I did a whole thing on notes and we were posting our screenshots of our inboxes just to see who won and who had the most unread messages in their inbox. I think Brooke Hines won. She had about 96,000. I think it was about 96,000 for Brooke. Yes, it was Brooke who decided. So it can be a hazard, both physical and moral. It can be used for moral and good. It can be used benevolently or with indifference, and it can be used for nefarious, and of course it can be used for personal gain at all costs and any expense. Much like the printing press and handing out copies of your dictum, nihil sol sub novum Latin, there is nothing new under the sun. All right. So in this piece, which I'm counting here, he's counting as a follow-up to his stack published this time last year, which was Lies, Damn Lies, and Subterfuge. He links that there, and I'll link this in the description afterwards. Where he noted that a Substack, thank you, a Substack employee was either wittingly or unwittingly repeating nonsensical denialism regarding fascist organizing, both in the citizenry and military ranks in the Ukrainian state. So now he'd like to tie that together with the year since, i.e. the events I think were notable here on Substack, the direction I see Substack ultimately taking in the years to come, why that matters to you, the end user, or iRoll Substack reader, the person reading this. What he's lamenting there is the word Substack reader. That's what Substack is focusing on as the people who consume the content on Substack. They're calling them readers.
Readers. Yeah.
I would call them subscribers. I would call them fans. I would call them more than readers because they do more than reading.
I mean, it's like classically with the articles. I understand that because like that's what you're doing. You're reading. Right. You know, that's like classic article speak. You know.
Sure.
You know, riddle me this, reader. Like that kind of nonsense.
Yeah, Rich wants to note that he's not a Substack employee, investor, or contractor of any kind. He has no business dealings beyond having a Substack.
Likely story.
Right, which is hosted there for free, gratis, With my very many thanks to the Substack team for what I see is nothing but a pleasant experience. Even the iOS app is up to par now. I have nothing but good things to say for more than a year now, and I'm thankful for the time and space to say the things I'm genuinely permitted to say here. Which is so sad that he even has to say that, but that's true. He says, I have social and speech freedoms here that are unrivaled by any other social media platform, and I cannot call enough attention to that. The fact that I feel comfortable enough to write this piece without fear of retaliation beyond maybe a snarky comment is remarkable. Please don't abuse my trust. And he's speaking to the people at Substack there. Please take this as a constructive, not destructive. I want nothing more than to see this platform succeed in a way Mastodon or Tumblr could never. And I want to see that, and I want that success to cement it as a market leader. But to do that, this is the headquarters for Substack. This is 111 Sutter Street, Wired for Sound. So he says, before we do that, Colin, I know you've done a little bit with Substack. What's been your experience using the platform? Have you looked at notes at all? Have you?
I really don't use Substack that much other than for a moment. You encouraging Reef and I to, share our clips and live streams there. And then, obviously when we did our article on Chris Smalls last year, obviously that's what we used.
Right.
In order to share the load and write that article. I probably would use it a lot more, to be quite honest, but I think just with Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and TikTok, like it's a lot. And it's like one extra thing that you have to think about in terms of, and we do have a community that knows of who we are due to Substack, but I just don't think of it because you guys know I am very active on Twitter. That's probably the social media platform I use the most.
Yep.
It's just a lot to think of all those other things in addition to Substack as well.
Hell yeah. It's a lot of time and a lot of, look, platform whack-a-mole, I'm with you. It's absorbing you have to, and again, you're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's a lot. On TikTok, that's a lot to manage on its own. I feel
right.
You.
Right. But I think really the other thing is, I think people know it mostly now as more or less blogging or like articles, especially for journalists who are they have a platform where they're able to do that. I don't think it's really a social media base that people are not really privy to, at least yet. So I don't right now. It's not quick and instantaneous like Instagram or Twitter, which I argue Instagram is more focused on pictures, and Twitter is kind of focused more on words. I think Substack is definitely a lot larger than Twitter in that respect, but I also kind of associate Substack as people who write on a regular basis, which I don't. I will write something of quality when I have to, but I generally don't. So I think that's kind of where Substack is not really as prolific compared to the other, because it's not, I wouldn't say it's easy, but I think it's definitely more of you being a writer. That is what I kind of consider it used for. And not everyone really likes writing in a way of writing like a blog post or an article or something like that. I think that's what it's mostly known for, that. And yes, there are other features on Substack that you can use it for, but I don't think those are as popular on the platform as yet.
Yep. No, look, most of what I do, I don't do writing nearly as much as embedding a video and sending it out to an audience. And I know you guys can do that, but and I push everyone to doing that, and I do it for everyone. And like every week when I'm doing these updates, I've got INN News in there. So even though you're not doing it yourself, you're on there anyway. So that's cool. So, but what happened with here on Substack on notes and what's been happening is, first of all, I've been talking about this, but access to the founders and to the people that build this thing, to the head of product, to the CEO, to the COO, and they're listening on notes and they're building out, publicly and listening to the user base and trying to adapt and build based on what they want, which is really cool. So what Rich is talking about is that when you have a business, you need the basics. So 7th floor office in Belden Place, cubicles, drones, copy machines, coffee machines, etc. Right, but you also need things like coffee, vision, courage, and respect.
Coffee.
Respect. We're coming from Jersey here. All right.
RESPCT.
So in his recent Substack post, the Active Voice episode with Hamish McKenzie, he featured the brand featured Taylor Lorenz of internet and corporate media fame, presented her as a serious intellectual and writer with authority. It reduced her harassment. It reduced her harassment and doxing of people to mere controversies on notes, and largely glossed over them, painting her in a very pleasant and not at all harsh light. This is a person who was fired, accountability, from a 6-figure media career with a large corporate establishment due to her antics. So this is to put aside by many other questionable behaviors online from her very recent past, including role reversal and self-victimization, something psychological and emotionally abusive people do to abuse other people. So I wasn't even really that familiar. I know people talk about Taylor Lorenz. Like, what did she do exactly? If you remember, so here's what she did. She doxed the Libs of TikTok creator, and this is the New York Post from.
Yep. And then she went on the news like after that, being like, "I'm the victim." Yeah, yep. I remember this.
Yep. So this was last April. All right. So broke down in tears on MSNBC, published an article, got fired, started a Substack. Apparently, it's not doing that great. But getting back to the article, so Hamish features her in a podcast because she's somewhat of a name, and he's going to explain kind of why. But so absolute shameful. One would think. What kind of vision does this portray to the likely investor? What courage does it take to feature someone who already had a globe-spanning platform and blew it spectacularly? What kind of respect does it show to the grassroots who have supported the website and have far more intellectual and writing clout to feature someone of that ilk before them? What does it say to the user base when the staff don't take this criticism on the chin, but instead lash out at the user base, going so far as to single out responses and use schoolyard ad hominem nonsense in order to deflect from the criticism? Is that a brand that's going places? And specifically, is that place the shitter brought to you by Pfizer? And hopefully not, because it's been one of the places that you could actually question Pfizer. And it's one of the most prominent places where I find people questioning and posting Pfizer and anti-big pharma science and the science of the testing and questioning what happened with COVID all the time. So I don't really see it from that angle, interviewing and platforming a Taylor Lorenz. I have my own angle on why, but I want to get through this and then we can talk about like kind of where this is, not just in relation to Substack, but all the platforms and who they seem to be pushing, amplifying. And it's happening over on Twitter. I mean, we know this guy Mario apparently has been like kind of buying followers or something. So, and amplifying himself.
It's a me.
Yeah, it's a me. Yeah, that's right. So you've got an old clip from internet. The internet is by no means short of good communications platforms with awful, questionable, or just plain dumb corporate teams. One only needs to take a short drive away from Sutter Street to the Meta campus or walk from there to Cupertino or Mountain View. That's headquarters, by the way, for Facebook, Meta, and Cupertino is Apple, Mountain View is Google, or Alphabet now. See the end results of such terrible mistakes from the street level. In the case of Meta, it speaks to lack of vision. Facebook and Instagram started with ambivalent intentions, connecting people. After a while, it became about monopolizing that user's information. And the brand soon after lost vision, consuming Oculus and finding itself in the metaverse quagmire, a place it's not even its own employees want to be. Giggity. Right? The lifestyle company, as Intel CEO Pat Gelsinger once called them, faces a similar vision issue. That's Apple he's talking about. But that's more about the cost and complexity of the damn thing. Their real problem, even for being the company with the biggest market cap in human history ever, remains a company that is too sure of itself and stuck in its ways. It has no humble. $3 trillion market cap at last check, per our brother Angel Rivera, who's probably in the chat as well. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Go ahead and look at the iPhone range from the last 7 years and tell me about iterative, even if it's is the best selling thing out there. It literally is pretty much the same device. It's just they've been upgrading the software better. You know, Mountain View was so obsessed with turning a dime and increasing revenue that it would gladly sell your grandmother to Raytheon as cheap labor if it could legally do so. It has no issue doing legally spurious things in order to profiteer and monopolize. Hell, let's go back to the Substack offices and just go down the hall to Turo, the company that lets you rent your car, yes, your car, to someone else. I hope we all know why that's a bad idea, just in theory. I know why that's a bad idea. Letting a stranger drive your car on some third-party weird insurance. And I believe Turo, is that the one that was only silver Audi A4s? One of them is only silver Audi A4s, if I remember correctly.
I have no idea what that is.
One of the rental car companies, like you can get anything you want as long as it's silver Audi A4.
Okay.
Kind of like the old Henry Ford. So in the past month since the Substack WeFund round and other funding ventures in Q1,
it lets you rent your car to someone else. Gotcha.
Right. Exactly. Kind of
that's
like
dumb, but
yes.
Yeah.
Well, the idea is it sits in my driveway for 90% of the time, but I don't drive it. Mm-hmm.
It's like, what's that? The hotel thing where you can stay in the room that I have loads of boxes in and a mattress.
Like Airbnb?
That's it. Yep.
Right?
Like I've got a shed out back. I'm going to put it on Airbnb. You know?
Right. So the company that Rich feels has struck a decidedly different tone to the one it held when he arrived in January 2022, or perhaps it became more bold in one that it was otherwise reserved about. As mentioned, I took exception with the podcast with Taylor Lorenz, but I also have concerns that run much deeper and all stem from the same place. So I don't know this meme, but apparently it needs no accreditation, according to him, the no bitches meme. I don't know this one. You guys?
Oh,
me neither. He says, again, Substack is but a budding brand, still finding its voice. It lacks the brand cachet of a Tumblr, a Twitter, or a Reddit, websites that have been established for untold decades, even though those come with their own baggage and problems. You won't see "Find us on Substack" written on your breakfast cereal, but you might see the Twitter logo. You don't see many brands here, though you'll find some people who work for various businesses and so-called nonprofits, quote unquote, representing their interests. You'll find their brand on Reddit and Twitter and maybe even Tumblr if they're like Wendy's and they're a little edgy. Why do brands do this? Well, in the hope of enticing new patronage. They want to expand the user base because it's profitable to use that as leverage to market to others and entice funding. Why do I mention this? Well, the website is clearly in an awkward period where it's too small to really monetize, but too notable to allow it to remain in the Wild West, as some call it. In order to grow the base, the orthodoxy must be followed, and speech must not be curtailed, must not just be curtailed, but the conversation steered in a specific direction. Again, I take umbrage with that, and we're going to talk about that. but this is Rich's take and opinion and his perspective on this. That unfortunately, as Twitter learned, the only people who care about this preordained neoliberal gospel are the already wealthy, types like Ms. Lorenz, their few sycophants, some bots the wealthy, few paid for, and a crowd of opposition. So unless the traffic Substack is hoping to gain is the user base storming into the thread to point and laugh and call attention to the wrongdoings she did to others, which doesn't seem to grow the user base anyway. It doesn't appear that Ms. Lorenz brought any considerable audience with her, given her own Substack has less traffic than another of my least favorite people, Robert Reich. Yeah, right? So I'm not sure prominently featuring her was the draw that the team was hoping for. So he's wondering, like, why, right? And I'm wondering that too. And he says backfired spectacularly. And yes, a week or so ago, there was a joke going around about a Substackified dating site. I actually called it Only Stacks with 3 X's for writers to connect. Before that, we had the introduction of Substack Notes, a platform I enjoy but can't help but feel is merely cribbing the olden days of Twitter with some UI tweaks. And that's 2012 to 15, like when it was good. For what it's worth, I genuinely do enjoy this feature and use it a lot. As do I personally. That's Rich saying that, but he and I are very prominent and we're two of the more outspoken independents on the platform that I've found. Anyone who subscribes to this publication will know that we publish far more notes than stacks, and this will likely remain. It's a great sub-platform to expand one's horizons, engage in fair and honest discussion, and level criticism where necessary and praise when due. I would say he levels a lot of criticism, and I love him for it, but he's a big critic out there. He's got opinions, and I love him. So he says, we are not unfair or unkind as the user base, though we can be extremely critical. In the case of a Growing Fluff podcast with Taylor Lorenz, I have yet to see any criticism of the conversation that was unfair or just plain old mean spirits. I saw people pointing to her past behaviors. I saw people making mention of the light and friendly tone from Hamish. I saw people wondering why she was featured at all, given the severity of her past. I personally don't mind that she's here on Substack, as I and many others are happy to be. I merely don't understand what about her was meant to be a draw. If anything, this would be toxic to a brand. It makes me wonder if the vision isn't to merely rile people up in any way you can, which is the CNN way, and which, to be frank, sucks Rank Summers' ass through a hose. Yes. Yes, and yes. Totally agree with all that stuff, really. What do you guys think of this so far with Taylor Lorenz and Substack and being featured on a podcast? You know, platforms featuring writers that aren't necessarily in public favor, but with most groups, but with a certain group of people.
Yeah, it just reminds me when Max Blumenthal went to the TrueCon conference where he confronted Rachel Maddow.
Rachel. Right.
And I think after he got kicked out, I think Rachel said something regarding him, something towards the lines of that Substack
coming to a Substack near you.
Oh, coming to a Substack near you.
Yeah. So,
I gotta add that to the soundboard. Someone send me that. Please and thank you.
So smug.
It also reminds me of recently everyone's favorite nice robot, Lex Friedman, decided to talk to Netanyahu, I think. Right? And like their argument is kind of this, I believe in the power of conversation and blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, there's some people you shouldn't conversate with. Like, they don't have anything worth listening to.
Yep.
You know? So, like, I'm not going to go talk to a person who's literally genociding people. I don't think that what they have to say is, I mean, I know Taylor Lorenz is a bit, you know, not as evil as
Yeah, she's not genociding
like,
anybody.
Benjamin Netanyahu. Right.
But I feel you.
But I feel like that's the like Substack is taking that like, oh well, we're willing to have anyone and talk to anyone, and it's like there is limits to that.
Yeah, which I feel like, given Rachel Maddow's comment to Max, it's viewed somewhat as a lesser than platform. Like it's a nobody platform. Like if you're not,
it's where the crackpots go. Actually, it's worse than a lesser platform. It's where all the crazy people go. It's coming to a crazy person place near you. It's kind of like the new 4chan to them.
It's similar to like Roseanne Barr right now. They're letting say all sorts of things, and when everyone's already written her off as some crazy lady who's on Ambien all the time, you know. So
I just remember her grabbing
similar to
her
how they did with
crotch.
Alex Jones.
She sang the national anthem for the San Diego Padres and then grabbed her crotch and spit like she was a baseball player. And everybody totally did not get the joke. And they thought she was being totally disrespectful to America. And I thought it was great. And she got destroyed for it for years. Oh, it was so bad. Mercilessly.
Also, at the same time, being canceled over everything that she should kind of know better. But, you know, whatever. He does it anyway.
Yep, because she also has made a gazillion dollars in her life, you know, with the Roseanne show and doing all the syndication, and that doesn't make what it used to anymore. But that's why, interestingly enough, talking about that, the Hollywood strike that's going on right now supports
SAG writers and all that stuff.
Solidarity with the with everyone that's on strike and all the workers, because we love and support workers, and we're going to talk about workers later. Bert, let's go back to this for a second. Nate Silver, another one, 538 founder. So he left. We know got laid off by. He got let go by Disney, right? Substantially impacted 538. So he just wanted to post that again because he doesn't like Nate Silver, and I don't think a lot of us do. But just as things seem to be going well, often they can end poorly. So what I was going to say was, I don't understand why they need to feature this group of people. And I'm going to talk about exactly why I think they're targeting this group of people after we're done. But just as things seem to be going well, often they can end poorly. It's always such innocuous. It's always such innocuous things. Slow Boring by Matt Iglesias receiving a Substack recommendation recently was also nothing short of disappointing and depressing, though at least the title of the publication neatly describes the writings contained within. Slow Boring, yep. Iglesias was one of the biggest loudmouth neoliberal water-carrying trolls on Twitter from 2015 to 22. And only after things became so obvious with Joe Biden and his administration as to be unable to avoid it, did he have a change of heart and a coming to Jesus moment a la Peter Dow. Okay. Nate Silver of 538 fame was featured as well for his achievements in getting the 2016 election totally wrong and getting fired from ABC Disney. Robert Reich got a special purple check mark because his face turns the same color when someone mentions Donald Trump. It's a veritable, oh God, not them too, of neoliberal fuckwits. And while I welcome having Substacks and being party to this website, I question the judgment of featuring them on Active Voice over far more deserving people. And I think he might mention some of them.
That I agree with.
Yep. Right. So who at Substack is looking at the corporate media lanyard neck loser list and the DNC Services Inc. C- list after 8 years of media and political failure and thinks, yes, this is what's going to drive traffic to our website. It worked so well for Twitter and CNN from 15 to 22. We should give it a go. I want to meet this person and pick their brain for a while, because this is like betting on a horse that already lost, died, and was beaten to death by the betting public. At this point, tying your wagon to that brand is a surefire way to kill your brand and drive away any loyalty to it. Kiss of death, really. So, all told, aside from the jokes and cutesy quips and offhand remarks, I'm just eagerly waiting for the content moderation shoe to drop. It would be the last nail in the cradle-sized coffin. That would be the point where we exit this platform and find another space And I'm shocked that they haven't had the media's goodest boy, Brian Stelter, on the podcast, though I'm fully expecting that too. So that, again, is from our friend Crying Grim. So someone asked, so what do you mean that stupid email from your cousin that you forgot to reply to and now you can't bring your company thing? I can't figure out the bridge. So he explains what that means is that you and your cousin work at the same job, but he's in HR and you aren't. I guess this is very personal to him. He says, I reworded that to avoid any confusion, right? So anyway, that's a funny and a good thing. And I wrote this whole discussion out. I wrote this whole discussion and this whole response out, and then I went to look at something and I clicked somewhere and I changed the window and I lost everything I wrote. I wrote like 2 whole paragraphs about stuff. But so here's what I think is going on here. Why is Substack featuring Shitlibs? They've been making a play at Twitter and going after Twitter's user base that's exiting the platform, number one. Number two, they're also making a play at people who are looking to start writing and go independent from corporate media. And most of those people, because they're in corporate media, are shitlibs. They have a relatively big name, or they are a household, somewhat known name by some people, rather than someone like you or I or INN who is starting out from scratch.
Well, and the main thing is, and unfortunately, shitlibs bring money. So
it doesn't mean you have to go looking for that.
No, it doesn't mean you have to go looking for that. But I think, unfortunately, and as I say all the time, doing the right thing doesn't pay you. Like, you essentially, depending on what you're doing or what industry you are, you have to somewhat sell out if you want to make yourself viable, unfortunately.
I mean, this all sounds like excuses.
Sort
of. Like, they know that it's wrong, but
they're
doing it anyway because blah, blah, blah.
Except that a couple things. First off, why are they not amplifying the writers and creators that have built this platform from the minute that it was created and have grown with it? Now, the purple check means that you have more than 10,000 monthly subscribers, by the way. That's what the purple check is for. So Robert Reich is one of the more prominent names on the platform. I think Judd Legume over at Bean Boy, I think he's an orange check, which means that he's got more than 1,000 or 5,000. So they've now put this tier system in place to tell you who the writers...
If green check's not 420 subs, I'm going to be pissed off.
Oh, it's definitely not. And
I'm telling you right now.
What if you get your 421st? Then what happens? Now...
Well, I mean, it's just like, what if you get 10,001? Then what happens? No, it starts at 420. You get the award. You get the green check at 420. So you hit the next tier.
So Chris is the founder, one of the founders over at Substack.
And Grandmaster.
For some reason, his note is not there. Oh, that's because that's not the right one. This is the guy. So he's over on notes, and I'm trying to find the note where he kind of lashes out. Here it is. So let me go back here real quick. Chris Best is the CEO and co-founder of Substack, and I am a fan, and I really appreciate how he listens, how he engages, and he has responded to every question I've asked him, liked posts where I've tagged him, shared stuff, and again, really appreciate the engagement and the fact that he supports people that are on the platform. I wish that he supported the little guys more publicly, but he said, I'll admit that I'm a bit surprised about how mad a few people got that Hamish had Taylor Lorenz on the active voice. I expected grumbling, e.g. about the Richard Hanania episode, and Richard also has been convicted, and he's really... But he said, I'm sad to see how widespread the I'm mad you talk to someone I don't like argument has become. It's not that someone I don't like. You're giving a voice and you're establishing legitimacy for someone who has doxed and not been reputable as a writer and as a journalist. So he says, thanks to everyone who jumped in to support the idea that it's interesting to talk to a variety of people, and also to everyone who just skips the episodes they don't enjoy. I'm proud of Hamish, and I'm excited for what's next. So that got some responses, let's just say. And here is Richard. I was not surprised either. Richard, and I'll talk about Richard in a little bit. I'm not, I don't remember exactly the story, but I remember that it wasn't good. And I know that our friend cried. You can see that I'm a bit surprised at how they're promoting writers who are already established rather than ones within the community working hard to become established. That's right. That's my biggest contention here. And trying to piggyback. Now they have gone after hard the neoliberal journalist community that was on Twitter and has decided to make an exit for Blue Sky and Post. And I think that this, in the podcast world specifically, because I think that most of us are not really in that podcast world, we do more live streaming than podcasting, though this is a podcast. I think it gets 25 listens a week, whereas we get hundreds to thousands of views on our live streams and clips every week for it. Rich did have a feeling and a response to Chris, and he says, I'm going to be honest, this platform continues to focus on PMC neoliberal ghouls, Reich, Lorenz, and so on. And they aren't adding anything to the discourse here. There's no audience it's playing to. In fact, if anything, it may be losing this brand credibility in the eyes of us who've been skeptical of these horrible people for years. Now, Jordan Schachtel over at the Dossier, which is another Substack that I subscribe to, he had something to say about that here. Maybe it wasn't here. It was over on Notes as well. But he's like, oh, I guess they're never going to feature my work. And I can understand why he would feel that way. Substack Notes is a great platform. By the way, this guy, Mills Baker, is awesome. He's the head of design and product. Big fan. He also responds to a lot of stuff. And they're building in public. You know, CJ Hopkins, that's one of the writers I would like to see them feature, for example. Here's Steven Donziger. We're going to talk a little bit about Steven Donziger later. He's going on a tour, folks. Yep. Okay. So this is just now what I like about Substack. One of the things with Twitter, you can following. That's your subscribed. So all the Substacks that I subscribe to, the people who are on Notes, that's just the people the things that they share. And then these are my subscribers, or the people who subscribe to my Substack as well. So Jordan Lee Cantor, who restacked that, thank you so much for subscribing, Jordan. All right, so I think that they're just trying to appeal to a neoliberal writing community that has a mass audience because they think that it's going to attract more people. But I don't see the MSNBC Robert Reich audience as one that's coming to Substack and Substack Notes from Facebook.
Right. I don't see that either, because as I said, like, unless I don't see it, I feel like Substack to me is like Twitter on steroids somewhat. And I think what is appealing to those platforms is that, I mean, the exception of TikTok, where you have to take time to kind of create clips or whatever, like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, what's good about them is usually you put a picture or you have a few words of text and that's it. It's relatively quick. Substack, depending on what it is, it's more work.
It can take more time. Yes, it can.
It can take more time. And so I feel just with that, I don't think, because people want to have it done within a few seconds. And if you can't do that within a few seconds, I don't think it's going to have the same appeal. I think it works well for us in what we do because we use it more as marketing, because I think essentially our clips are essentially the articles, just in more visual format. But most people are
I also think...
Go ahead, Reef.
Well, I was agreeing with you mainly. Most people are not. It's like the little things, right? Like people are real fickle animals, and if there's like any roadblock to the dopamine that they're trying to get, they're not doing it. Like, even if it's like I've got to go first, I've got to search Substack. I gotta want to do that because you're gonna have to, because Twitter's not gonna let you see any links of it if you're already on there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you then have to then in a separate location in Substack itself, or you have to go download the app, which is another step.
Right?
Like, there's this notes platform that they're trying to push,
which is great.
Like, supposedly, like, to the 5 people that are on it.
Well, there's more than 5. I mean, Caitlin Johnstone's on it. CJ Hopkins is on it. Matt Taibbi's on it.
Yeah, because they were
on it.
They were already on Substack.
Right. No, it's not
so
bringing
for them,
new people. It's not bringing new people into Substack.
It's one step.
It's basically
right.
It's Twitter inside Substack, effectively, for Substack writers and people to be able to I've found and connected with so many new people thanks to notes that I wouldn't have ordinarily done otherwise. So it's certainly, and it's helped grow my Substack as well. I do see them. I don't like how they're showcasing.
Yeah, I just think it's still too niche. And I don't think it's going to attract the people in a way that Mastodon has, that Blue Sky Social has, because those platforms are easy and more user-friendly to people to use. The idea for Substack generally is, and I think again for us, it works for us because we're able to put up a clip, and have that be essentially our article. Most people are not going to do that, and they're not going to necessarily spend, it's like essentially like a live journal, and even with that, I would argue that it attracted some people. It's not going to have that broad appeal unless Substack is going to design it in that way. But then if you do that, it's just what happened with YouTube. It was more or less where people who were looking to create content were able to do it, and then it became what it is now. It's become more mainstream. It's become more socialized now. So no, not socialized, but it's basically become more corporate now. So so many YouTube creators, not even in the space, but just generally complain of how restricted they feel in terms of the content that they can create, just due to all this, is a lot more strict now. Whereas back, basically in the early 2010s when it started, it was a lot more freeform and a lot more variety and a lot less restrictions of what you're able to do. So I get the argument here, and I'm not sure if you can make it a happy medium necessarily, where it can be more user-friendly without changing the vibe of Substack. So
Dr. Nick,
it's tricky.
Dr. Nick is asking who's their target audience, and the truth is that Substack is just literally like a vehicle for anyone that wants to create a Substack. So Aaron Brockovich and Popular Information have Substacks, but also Mark Crispin Miller and tlib, the Last American Vagabond. The Convo Couch has a Substack, and we've gotten Hardlens to open up a Substack. Caitlin Johnstone that's one of the main platforms that she writes and publishes on, but she also embeds her SoundCloud, and you can also listen to watch the YouTube video right on the Substack. That's the idea is that I look at Substack more as like a WordPress type of publishing platform that you can put audio, video, images, embed stuff from different websites, schedule, engage with the community, have comments, and then share it to its own social media as well as to the broader social media. Now Twitter's pissing, they're having a pissing contest. Twitter's blocking links. So what do? They give you images to share on Twitter to kind of get around that. But all right, that story ran a long way. I did want to get at least to the ALU story and to Amazon labor and what's going on over there, because we've done some work and some research into Chris Smalls and Amazon labor, and we have some thoughts and feelings about this. So what happened was that Seth Goldstein, he's the lawyer for one of the lawyers for ALU. He published last week on Twitter, this was on the 12th, on I think Thursday, breaking news, Region 29 of the NLRB GC, or General Counsel, has issued a complaint against Amazon for their failure to recognize, meet, and bargain with Amazon labor to reach a CBA. So that's a good thing. It's basically ordering Amazon to come to the table. It's laying out that they've had unfair labor practices and documenting what's been happening and telling them they have to post things in the break rooms and they have to post things in the employee bathrooms and stalls, telling them about their rights and what's happening and the fact that there needs to be a vote and that they are being recognized as a union and they need to negotiate a first contract. As a part of the remedy, General Counsel seeks an order requiring Amazon to bargain in good faith with the union on request for the period required, whatever that is. That's referencing a previous case, as the required bargaining representative in the appropriate unit, and all other relief may be just and proper to remedy the unfair labor practices alleged. So this is just establishing their guilt for a court of law. So when Amazon labor, if they decide to eventually sue Amazon for not bargaining and not coming to the table to negotiate a CBA, they've now got NLRB backing and consent from the General Counsel to the NLRB. So that's a good thing for Amazon labor. Now, NLRB is a government agency. They're affiliated, of course, with the Biden administration. So that's interesting. Democrats and labor, and we've been talking about that quite a bit. So that's a win for Amazon labor, at least for the workers, that they're being ordered by the NLRB. Now, NLRB can issue fines and they can issue all kinds of shutdowns. They're not going to. So that's the first thing. And then something else happened. Now, this is Forbes. I'm not a big fan of Forbes. I'm also going to feature Luis Feliz Leon from Labor Notes, which is a great publication as well. Most of the time, they do a good job. In this case, I felt like it was missing something, and we can talk about what it's missing. But he talks about the Reform Caucus that is rising and suing for elections in the Amazon labor union. Wait, what? Yes.
What?
Yes, they are suing. So this brightly colored union posters that adorn the bus stop by the Amazon Staten Island JFK warehouse are gone, replaced by a legal letter from January demanding that the company negotiate with the labor union. Amazon has yet to recognize the union, let alone negotiate. Right. So that is Luis's photo himself. He's the writer of this article. He says, 1 year after the landmark union victory at JFK 8 on Staten Island, the brightly colored posters that once adorned it are not gone. This was the bus stop from which Chris Smalls, Derek Palmer, Connor Spence, Gerald Bryson, Jordan Flowers, and others launched an insurrection that won an unprecedented union authorization election at the 8,000 worker warehouse. The posters have been replaced by a torn letter dated January 17th. of this year, asking the company's lawyers to begin bargaining and recognize the union as the exclusive bargaining agent. But as we know, Amazon is still refusing to recognize the union, much less begin negotiations, and elections to unionize other facilities with ALU have been unsuccessful so far. And that's specifically ALB1 and the one in Staten Island as well. I think ONT8 has filed, but they have not had a vote internally yet. And then there's Kentucky that's organizing, I think, through the Teamsters or SEIU or maybe it was even RWDSU. They're not doing it through Amazon Labor, but Chris Smalls is certainly hanging out and supporting them as well. I know they all protested at Bezos's mansion in Seattle about 2 months ago or so. So their other approach. Jeffrey Bezos. Yes, that guy. So in the face of this stalemate, two approaches have emerged, and they are in conflict, which is the current leadership, including Small, seems dedicated to assisting members individually and for a while emphasized supporting other warehouses to attempting to organize for a while. The other approach, which is advocated by the 80-worker ALU Democratic Reform Caucus, is to increase the heat on the shop floor to push for a contract. Today, the caucus filed a lawsuit in U.S. District Court in Brooklyn to reform ALU's constitution and hold an election for officers, according to a press release. Wow. Okay. Look, we've been talking about Chris Smalls like not being at the helm and going and doing world tours, and we wrote about this back last fall. I know Colin's gonna have a lot to say about this. Let me have you read. Let me read a little bit more about some of the criticisms of what they have to say about Chris, and then I'll let Colin go off. But caucus members say they've run into conflict with the union's board, which was self-selected at the beginning of the fight and has appointed new members to its ranks, but has never been put to a vote. Before resorting to a lawsuit, caucus members say they spent 8 months on internal efforts to reform the union's governance and hold elections for key leadership posts. How about that? 8 months. That's about since September, isn't it? Interesting. That effort was capped off by a failed attempt at mediation by veteran labor educator and organizer Bill Fletcher. The ALU board had agreed to mediation and even suggested Fletcher as a mediator, then reversed course and rejected mediation before it could begin. And Fletcher, who is a lawyer and not one of the workers, but representing the 86-person caucus that is filing this lawsuit, he says that I'm concerned that the apparent turmoil within the ALU board means that little is being done to organize the workers and prepare for the battle with Amazon. And he wrote that in a memo to the caucus and board after the mediation plan fell through. It is clear that the ALU's leadership must be reorganized and reaffirmed by the membership. That's about 8 months too late, but okay. The caucus characterizes the union's organizational structure as undemocratic and illegal, quote unquote. Members never had a chance to ratify the Constitution, they argue. The union was slated to hold elections after the NLRB certified its victory in the authorization election at JFK 8. That happened in January of this year. But the Constitution was amended by the leaders to allow for an election to take place only after the union ratified a contract. Why? That goal seems farther away than ever, although on July 12th, the NLRB issued a complaint against Amazon for its failure to bargain with ALU. Great. So what happened here? It's a shift in union culture. So caucus members say that they are leading the union organizing inside the warehouse with a bench of 50 active organizers and hundreds of supporters. Their goal is to build power to win a strong contract. Notice whose name they have not mentioned so far.
Yep.
In order to do the kind of organizing necessary to take on Amazon and get a strong contract, democracy is key, said Connor Spence, who's a co-founder of the union and its former treasurer, via text message. Rank and file workers need to be engaged, collaborating on strategy, surveying demands, and engaging in shop floor action. Most importantly, they need to have a say in who their leaders are. Yep. Rima Silla, who is one of 86 plaintiffs on the lawsuit and a member of the Reform Caucus, he counterposed that vision to what he described as a union whose leadership now kicks members out of its Wednesday worker committee meetings when they raise questions.
Oh.
Yeah. Eventually, meetings became bi-weekly, and then in May, they stopped altogether. They weren't getting the quorum, which is 10 active workers. They couldn't even get 10 active workers to show up. Instead of going to membership meetings, he said workers started going to the bus stop. So, and Silla, who is an immigrant from Liberia, worked the night shift in the lead up to the historic election at JFK 8. He was key in organizing the yes vote among African workers. He used to teach high school economics and world history at a private school on Staten Island, but lost his job during the pandemic and came to Amazon to support his wife and 4 children.
Oh, God.
Silla said he's been taken aback by the level of disrespect and yelling aimed at rank-and-file union members by the union's leadership. Level of disrespect and yelling aimed at rank-and-file union members by union's leadership. Yeah. He said, Amazon never respected us, but one of the key principles of ALU's scrappy organizing culture was that the union, by contrast, did show respect, or did for a while. And again, this is Mr. Silla speaking. He says, we created our own culture, and here's what Chris had to say. And this is where my argument against this whole thing is.
Put some respect on my name.
That's as far as Luis is willing to take this. He doesn't criticize any further. He doesn't say anything. You'll see. But now he has Chris's rebuttal. We created our own culture, said Smalls, at a People's Forum event last year. He didn't ask us. I've got a phone number. I now am going to be calling this week to ask for a statement. I don't know if I'm going to get one, but I have a cell phone number provided to me by their lawyer. That he's the person to talk to ask about this. He says, last year, Amazon has its own culture that's run completely on metrics, numbers, with no human interaction. We interacted. We brought a human aspect to it. We cared for one another. We showed the workers every day that we cared for them. Even if they disliked us, we didn't argue. We didn't sit there and get into fights. We stuck to the issues and built off that commonality. Yeah, that's nice, Chris. That was last year. Well, no, it's not exactly a lie, but it's just not what he's doing anymore. It's what he did. No. It's what he did.
Right. At the beginning, yes. You can argue even back, in 2020. Yes, you did that then. The question is, what are you doing now? Like,
did a full 180, crazy.
All right. So even the People's Forum itself, by the way, the People's Forum itself is problematic. Goldman Sachs funded with a $17 million grant in 2019. Completely suspect, guys. Like, it's a front for them to run PSL stuff. What's his name? He's another one of these respected elitist lefty guys with a V. I can't think of his name now. Indian from India. I can't think of his name, but anyway, so Connor Spence describes the union's current orientation as servicing the members. Workers see the e-board and staff as the union. He said via text messages, everyone is appointed by the board, from stewards up to officers, and there's a huge emphasis on offering things such as connecting people with a workers' comp attorney, rather than having organizing conversations, identifying issues, recruiting leaders, and organizing shop floor actions. He said the shift began once Evangeline Byers, who was a former officer at TWU Local 100, became the union's director of organizing. Byers told the New York Times in March that having an election would be pointless because the reformers would win. Is it going to be democratic? No, she told the Times. Connor and them are just going to come into power. And I've heard a couple people say that this is sour grapes of people that say that they just want to see Connor running the union. Here, Gerald Bryson, another one of the co-founders, also argued that the reform push is about Spence, telling Labor Notes that this whole coup was about Connor Spence being in charge. They'd rather tear it all down because Connor isn't running it. Pointed to a December membership meeting where caucus members walked out. Somewhere along the line, they lost that mission that the union is about the people because they left and walked out on us. They abandoned their posts. Again, there's a lot of hurt feelings here, but here's David Desiree Sherwood, who joined the union last June, and he said that members walked out of that membership meeting because Smalls had presented an illegally changed constitution. There's a reason why they walked out. Gerald Bryson, we were told that this is the Constitution now. We're not allowed to vote on it. I mean, these were his words exactly. If you don't like it, there's the door. Quote.
Wow.
Yep. Wow. Incredible. Pretty much. Bryson also invoked the racial composition of the caucus that discredit what he described as 7 white people in a majority black workplace. The lawsuit filed today has 86 Amazon workers signed on as plaintiffs, and, quote, according to Sherwood, who is Filipino, the majority of the people who walked out during the December meeting were people of color. Also, the caucus, as it currently stands, is extremely diverse, so it's a claim that really doesn't have any merit. Bryson questioned the wisdom of even having a caucus because caucuses are formed when you have a contract and you want to change things. And at the end of the day, what? Go ahead.
Okay. No, I mean, who doesn't want to change things in the union?
Right.
Isn't that kind of the point of, okay.
So he says at the end of the day, unions are supposed to be democratic organizations that make sure workers have their voices heard. That's Sherwood again. And we're not seeing that in the slightest with how things have been operating. He says he's a huge supporter, right? He's a huge supporter of the caucus and the movement to have elections and let people decide democratically who they want to lead the union and lead the fight against Amazon. I feel that's fair. Chris hasn't worked there in 3 years, man. Over 3 years. He was fired in April of 2020. He's never gotten his job back. They never hired him back. They never gave him any kind of back pay. He hasn't worked in that facility. And I believe he's not even allowed on the grounds at this point, which is why they have to be at that bus stop, by the way. So asked about the failed mediation, Bryson said that the problem was that Fletcher set the ground rules and decided who could be part of the effort. Co-founders Jordan Flowers and a former JFK worker, Tristan Lyon, who we covered a speech of his last May, they couldn't be involved. According to the caucus, the only people excluded from mediation were ALU staff, and the sticking point was their demand hold a leadership election. Michelle Valentin Nieves, who was the ALU's vice president, she directed all questions to one of the union's attorneys. Guess who? Seth. Who then directed me to Chris's cell phone, by the way. So the next question was, did you really win? And so Luis says last week when he visited JFK 8 to interview workers, no one mentioned Smalls by name, but they remembered fondly the culture of solidarity and care, the sharing of food, and organizers responding to worker complaints outside the warehouse or in the cafeteria. Talk of the union was on everyone's lips as they waited at the bus stop after their shift or took a break on benches outside the facility. In more than 20 interviews, the issues that rose to the top were workplace conditions and Amazon's refusal to bargain. Kenny Oretuga said that he had voted for ALU because he wanted a boost in pay and more time off. He continues to support the union and blames Amazon for stonewalling, which they are.
Which is the pushback we get every time we talk about the leadership is crap.
Right. Well, it's Amazon's fault. No, how about like that?
Right.
Billionaires have got to go, and protesting outside Bezos' mansion and doing world tours to Cuba and Greece and England to show solidarity with other people while you're not organizing and doing the things that you need to do here. Ain't it, pal? It's just not.
Unity doesn't represent what you're against. It represents
what you are for. Thank you, Kwame Ture. Thank you, Colin, for bringing Kwame into this whole discussion, by the way.
Hated it.
Amazon is trying to play down the efforts of the union, is what Kenny said, that Amazon's big and they'll resist us as long as they can. And here's Brianna Lewis. She remembered when the ALU began organizing, she had just started working at Amazon. The union was everywhere. They're outside in front of the building. They were making calls. A constant refrain among workers if a problem arose was, go to the ALU people. They'll help you with whatever. Now I feel like it dried out, is what she says. The labor union won, but I feel like, yeah, they won on paper. Amazon's still standing, and they barely speak about the labor union inside. So did you really win? This is from a worker inside.
Yeah.
The Mammoth Warehouse now
That's what she
employs...
said.
Yeah, that's what she said. The Mammoth Warehouse now employs somewhere between 5,000 and 8,000 workers. I don't think there were that many then. I think there were about 6,000. The Reform Caucus gathered 822 signatures on a petition calling for an election of ALU leadership, which is pretty substantial. Even though it's only 10% of the workforce, what percentage even voted on ALU to begin with? Because not every
what about the 10%?
Not every member of that facility is actually, I don't believe, is a member of the union. They didn't all vote on it. I don't remember. I don't remember if every single one of them from top to bottom is, or if it's just the warehouse workers in the warehouse. But they've got drivers, and they've got office staff, and they've got executive staff. They've got other people that are not part of the union. The reformers say they've never been better organized than the warehouse, and despite the internal discord, workers still want their union, just one that brings the fight to Amazon. I think that we've talked about that. So this is one of the things that's been happening, is that the working conditions have only gotten worse with write-ups for time off tasks, or TOTS, which is any moment not spent working. Handheld radio frequency scanners that these employees are now required to carry track and record workers' productivity down to the minute, and managers use the information to punish workers who fall below their quotas. We talked about this, Colin, when we interviewed the Amazon workers last fall, summer, and fall, right?
Yeah.
So dozens of workers at JFK 8 blame TOT for what Lewis described as random write-ups. If your stomach hurts and you're in the bathroom, they'll write you for TOT. It's write-up after write-up. Sometimes they've come as surprises. We've known plenty of people who got fired after over write-ups they never even knew about. So here is a woman named Felicia Price. Now, this is another story we've seen quite a bit. She's only been here for 3 months, but turnover sky high. Like many of her coworkers, she worked for Amazon before, but in another facility. To make it to the far west of Staten Island, she commutes 3 hours from Coney Island each day.
Christ. Felicia.
Probably.
Hi, Felicia.
She's taking public transportation because it doesn't, driving, you know this, Indy, because you're in the New York area. Like, it doesn't take that long driving.
She's definitely taking public transportation, and her job isn't paying her enough as a temporary worker to be able to afford a car yet. But though she hasn't connected with ALU, she said what she wants to get, that she wants to get involved, and it would be good to have a shop steward in meetings with management to get accommodations. So that's good. She says, we need a union, and if my doctor's saying that I can't perform this certain activity, I shouldn't have to argue and go back and forth with management about what my doctor's notes say. The only thing that I will say about that is that if her job and her role requires her to do a certain physical thing and she can't do it, and that is the sole job that she is required to do,
she shouldn't be there.
She shouldn't be there. Like, they shouldn't continue to, they shouldn't reassign her, which is what she's effectively saying as a union member.
No, like, if you can't do a certain, especially like if a physical position, like that should be on the job description.
Right.
Typically, if you can't do it, you're not hired to do it. So it's the idea here is just Amazon is just getting whoever they can.
Right.
You know, without consideration of their needs, health needs, or whatever. They just need bodies to take out these orders. So really, unfortunately, she has no spot. She shouldn't have taken the job if that was going to be the issue. But that shows how desperate she is if she's willing to travel 3 hours one way to get there.
And it may be both ways.
And it'd be other work for someone like her.
But even still, 3 hours of commuting each day to work an 8 or 10 hour day is it's sad that
wild.
Why
for that much money,
right? So Fianton Barkley voted for the union last year, then left Amazon. She's been working there on and off since the facility opened in 2018. This is what they do. They let him go. They hire him back. The day of my visit happened to be her first day back, and she was a bit anxious, pacing back and forth by the bus stop. But she's kept up with news through the Citizens app. That's internally and talking with other members of our Staten Island's tight-knit Liberian community. So she said that Amazon wants everything out so fast. It's orders. But at the end of the day, when we clock out, she made heaving sounds like an exhausted worker struggling to catch breath. We're tired, and what are we getting out of it? You see me in my scrubs, she asked. I'm coming from a whole other job, and it shouldn't be like that. I should be able to stick with just one company. So this was
she's working 2 jobs.
2 jobs. Shout out to Luis. I sent him a DM and thanked him for writing this article. I think he went soft on Chris. I think he just put Chris's one statement in there and let it go at the criticism and put a lot of counter narrative to it. But here's what's going on. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So here's more to the story. And now we know the rest of the story. Thanks to Big Mad Crab, I believe, who put this in the group, in one of the group chats. CPUSA, this is Rainier Shea. The front group that sued Amazon is run by and led by CPUSA. Communist Party USA. That's really interesting. Right? So
congratulations. You played yourself.
Right? So the argument of the ALU Democratic ALU DRC, the CPUSA-led group that's suing Amazon at the same time as a strike, is simple. The union's leadership has been picked unilaterally, which they have, and the caucus seems to make the election of another one possible. We're not saboteurs, argue those on the CPUSA side. We only want more democracy within the labor movement. If you've read Lenin's What Is to Be Done, you may also be getting reminded of a certain part of the work, the part that exposes the true intentions of those who try to do things that harm the proletarian movement under the guise of supporting dissent and open dialogue. So he thinks, first of all, and let me explain what's going on here. It's a whole Marx thing, but basically he's saying
even theory, bro.
You even theory, and Himbo would love this article, but why is CPUSA using the Trotskyist tactic of creating dissension for its own sake and trying to debate everything all the time? Because that's how it can sustain its opportunist project while it undergoes a terminal decline in its organizing presence. So this is crapping on the group that is bringing the suit against Chris Smalls. Not saying that they're not democratic, that they're not Democrats enough, but that they are that they're just wreckers, that they're only doing it to be obstructionist and to cause dissent within the ranks to keep people, I don't know what. But, you know, again, the feds are glad to assist. He's of course, if they're not taking, he's basically accusing these people of being feds or aligned with
being useful
the feds.
Idiots or feds.
Right. Okay. But when they talk about the need for a democratic labor movement structure, their aim is to lead the movement into the marsh, as Lenin said. And in this case, the marsh looks like a scenario where the Democratic Party solidifies its control of the avenues workers are using to try to fight for their rights. So he is saying that,
and yet that's not what's happening with Smalls. Like you're not applying your theory to any of the Trotskyite leaders at the top of this thing already.
First of all, he calls himself a Marxist. But if this union's leadership is dictatorial, it's dictatorial for a good cause.
Okay.
Protecting the labor movement. Yep, literally. Okay. What? Yes. I read you the line.
This reminds me, and I said this in a tweet, reminds me of what Sagar said on a clip that on Breaking Points. He was like, Joe Biden, like he found it refreshing that Joe Biden was actually being like toxic verbally to his staffers because it shows he has passion. No, it doesn't.
It's what I get against Trotsky. I got nothing against Trotsky. I got something against the people that seem to support Trotsky. The Trots seem to have a problem with us as independents for whatever reason. Whenever we have a real issue, and it's the ones who go absolutely over the top and over the line and then decide to make a major issue. First of all, guys, we're nobodies. We are absolutely powerless with no influence and a tiny little YouTube channel. Why anyone would be mad at us for anything is hilarious. For anything that we write, say, think, or do. But on top of all of that, for whatever reason, it seems to be the theory bros who are into the trots. That's who seems to be the ones that get triggered by whatever we want as far as freedom, some modicum of freedom, but we are certainly socialists. We want to see co-ops. We want to see workers owning the means of production. We're not theory bros.
I'm
we
okay
live in the
with
real world.
full commie shit.
Right?
Like, I'll try it.
No, it's fine
You know?
to be. It's fine to know theory, but if you don't apply it, then it's useless.
Yes.
So these are probably people who are just reading the books and basically pointing fingers and being like, "You need to do it this way." No, you need to actually.
Half of them didn't even read the book. They saw the movie, if anything.
Probably. So it's the idea of like, you need to actually be on the ground and actually do the shit and apply the theory to see if it works. And
See, like, I watched Stalingrad and play World of Tanks. Like, I'm doing good.
So the question is, are these guys involved in JFK 8 at all? No. Have they spoken to any of the employees there? No. So shut the fuck up.
This guy
you
Rainier,
can't just point fingers like looking at it from your viewpoint and make criticisms based on this.
I think what's also happening here is that he's looking at two different parts of the equation, which is number one, they're calling out ALU specifically and Chris Smalls, and he's talking about an Amazon strike that's happening in California, having nothing to do with ALU whatsoever. So if you think that calling out Chris Smalls on the East Coast is impacting the strike that's happening on the West Coast, sorry, he's fucking up, and he's ignoring his responsibilities as the leader of the Amazon labor union. He has not put a PR arm in place that can counter any kind of narrative or create any kind of shape, any kind of a view from their own perspective,
We talked
from the
about
worker
this.
perspective.
We talked about this the other day about what he is doing, which we've covered quite a few times. Right? He's doing speaking gigs and arrangements and traveling for work, and I mean, we've definitely went into how those are not necessarily what he should be doing.
That's fine. But no, actually, I'll take that. That's not okay because you haven't gotten a win yet.
Well, see, that's the thing, right? What do those things...
You're talking about something you really are trying to do right now. You really have
if this is
to be going around and trying to encourage people or even talking about how to establish a union. You haven't done it yet. So that's
that's the thing is, like, what is he talking about when he's at those speaking gigs, right? What is he showcasing? How much is he raising? Is he raising it for the union?
No.
Is he raising it for himself? Is he, like, what does he gain from this supposed exposure? What is he exposing?
Fame.
Sure.
Fame for himself. That's all
Self.
it is.
Yep.
Self.
Like, it's not gaining the union anything.
And granted, he cannot go to JFK 8, but he should be doing, or not him, AOU leadership should be there constantly. Like,
now he's gonna do a tour with everyone's favorite Manhattan prisoner, Steve Donziger.
Yep.
And you know what? And for some reason on the network, I've gotten the most heat for criticizing. I'm not sure why, because I'm probably the most vocal about it. But like, I know.
Yeah, you and Lucy both got some clap back from Smalls on stuff. So
Smalls, and then some other channels who like favor Smalls, but I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say anyway. But like, this is what we were saying last year. And this is what we were warning people about. Actually, no, so it's really now 2 years ago. That
and Indy, what was my call here for this Donziger thing? What do you think I think was gonna happen? What did I claim? What was my Nostradamusing?
Well,
remember?
Yeah, Marianne something, right?
No. With Donziger stuff. Right.
Oh, right.
What do you think that might give Amazon?
They'll end up suing him, and just like Chevron did to Donziger, they could potentially put him in house arrest for violating XYZ and have him locked up. And would that be so bad for Chris to have nowhere to go but to raise money and raise his profile and potentially fight a lawsuit? I mean, house arrest is bad. House arrest is bad, but he get to spend time with his twins then. And again, that's Reef speculation. I'm not saying that, but I did want to also bring this up. This was a good kind of timeline from Molly Bohannon over in Forbes, and I'm not a big fan of Forbes or corporate media, but she talked about the the timeline and the key facts that workers allege that Smalls and his hand-picked executive board are hijacking the union by refusing to hold member meetings, amending the Constitution to keep themselves in power indefinitely, threatening opponents, and refusing all efforts to have a fair democratic election. Again, that's according to the CPUSA group that's doing this, but members expressed concern in the lawsuit, saying that his leadership has hurt the fledgling union, saying that he's created such internal union disarray that no legitimate body is available to conduct fair and democratic elections in the union. Right? So they're seeking an injunction requiring him to accept nominations for union leadership positions no later than August 10th and to hold an election to fill the positions no later than August 30th. So you've got legal representation of this. Here's the crucial quote. Unless this court intervenes, an election will not be held, and no one within the squabbling executive board is capable of conducting a fair and democratic election. Again, that's what that guy, the lawyer, said. Here's about the background with ALU and unionizing. Judge ruled in favor of the union in January. Like we said, that's when they got certified, right? They don't believe that this election was fair or legitimate because they were basically self-appointed. And that doesn't even talk about Derek Palmer and the fact that Derek Palmer had to resign as vice president from the ALU amid charges of domestic violence. And that's Chris's best friend. They traveled to Greece together recently since he resigned.
Since.
I asked for a statement from the lawyer, and he never responded to me about that. Did he go there representing ALU? Did he go there on his own dime? Did somebody pay for him to go? Is he still affiliated with ALU? Nobody answered that. But look, he resigned. My understanding.
What about those Cuba trips?
Well, he didn't go to Cuba with Chris.
What about those Cuba trips, huh?
He didn't go to Cuba with Chris.
He didn't go to
Cuba. Yeah, but I know. I'm saying, right.
Like, yeah, man. I'm gonna kill it.
I'm just saying, everybody. If they paid for that one,
I'm gonna kill everyone because I got a Twitter file story, and I know we're running real long. But I think
we're doing all right.
Oh yeah, all right. So I think we should do this story.
Hour 30.
All right. Missouri v. Biden edition, written by Matt Taibbi.
Due distance went 3 hours. I think we're good. I think people can handle it.
Well, we still have boats to do after this. So, of course, our favorite
people stay for that.
We fixed the glitch, and I don't want to play that because I don't want to get our stream copyright taken down.
I love that scene. That scene's so good.
It's gonna get copyright in some way anyway.
Yeah,
right. But this will literally, they'll literally turn our stream off until
they'll strike this for that. Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, people have seen it. If not, go watch it.
So
from Office Space, it's very good.
This was when they're meeting with senior management. They said, well, when it comes to Milton, well, we just fixed the glitch, so he won't be getting a paycheck anymore. Okay. So Matt Taibbi says that I know I said I wasn't going to do this, but since I'm persona non grata on Twitter these days, and this material needs to get out in the wake of the ruling in the Missouri v. Biden internet censorship case, I'm invoking a political necessity exception to post Twitter files emails that may be germane to the suit. What do you mean? If the attorneys general who filed the case are reading, there's a lot in the files pertaining to the lawsuit's named defendants, plus a few items, some examples below, pertaining to plaintiffs. This is in Missouri v. Biden. A far larger amount of material seems relevant to the broader argument of the case, i.e., that companies like Twitter feared regulation and made content moderation decisions with this in mind. For the purposes of this article, I mostly let those docs out. What follows is just a small sample of other emails and documents pointing to the censorship enterprise, or what we've been calling the censorship industrial complex. To recap, and here's what the hell's going on. What is Missouri v. Biden? Last week, federal judge Terry Doughty issued an order barring a long list of federal agencies, from the FBI to the CDC to Homeland Security to the State Department and many more, from meeting with social media companies to suppress protected free speech. Wow, yeah, that's big. So this was a victory for both free speech and Louisiana Attorney General Jeff Landry and Missouri's Andrew Bailey, and some validation for Twitter Files reporters like Lee Fong, Michael Schellenberger, Barry Weiss, myself, and others.
Blit.
What?
Barry Weiss. Blit.
Blit. Yeah. Who took the heat for coming to similar conclusions as the attorneys general. So Eric Schmidt, who is the former CEO of one of the founders of Google, Missouri v. Biden exposed deep collusion between the Biden administration and big tech. Thanks to Taibbi, Schellenberger, and Elon's release of the Twitter Files, the censorship enterprise was also laid bare. This injunction is a huge win for free speech and a blow to censorship. Legacy media has been in a panic about the ruling ever since it came out on Independence Day. Either they've said stopping the deep state from censoring Americans is bad, like this amazing sad clown New York Times headline, GOP threatens spy agency's surveillance tool, holy shit. Or they've doubled down and continued to insist that censoring isn't happening, a la Clinton speechwriter Michael Waldman going on MSNBC to decry the conspiracy theory that somehow the government has been censoring social media. Another Times piece even insisted collusion between social media companies like Twitter and the government was far from proven. Literally, here it is. Since acquiring Twitter last year, Elon Musk has echoed Republican arguments, releasing internal company documents to chosen journalists suggesting what they claim was collusion between company and government officials. Though that remains far from proven, some of the documents Mr. Musk disclosed ended up in the lawsuit's arguments. That was some. Is it far from proven? I took a look back to check, and it didn't take long to recall that collusion between the company and government officials was so commonplace as to be beyond argument. And here are some of the emails.
Yep.
And some of the meetings that were coordinated and what they were doing. Election Day Virtual Coordination Center. Thank you for the ongoing collaboration with the U.S. government industry meeting. And that was sent to Twitter, Verizon, Microsoft, Pinterest, and many others. There's broad evidence backing up the Missouri v. Biden claims of a censorship enterprise, including coordination with the FBI, DHS, State Department's Global Engagement Center, the GEC, numerous unnamed intelligence partners, and even census officials and the Democratic National Committee. For example, Judge Dowdy in his ruling said the government significantly encouraged and coerced tech platforms into censoring content. What might significant encouragement look like? Well, here's the whole scheme in one picture. So he starts with Elvis Chan. We've talked about Elvis Chan. He's FBI agent extraordinaire from the San Francisco field office of the FBI and best friends with the guy, Yoel Roth from Twitter. Not best friends, but they had a very comfy relationship. Hi, Elvis.
What about what's that name? Oh, yeah.
Bajaya, watch your mouth. This is a family show.
Yep, her too.
Boys have a paraga. Girls
just say
have a
pussy.
vagina.
Just go ahead and say it.
Oh, wait.
What?
I'm waiting for Steph to say it.
Pussy.
Thank you. All right. So it starts out, somebody from the FBI is sending this to Elvis Chan. The following 3 accounts are not only believed to be associated with foreign influence actors, but also potentially being used to display information that violates Twitter's terms of service. So there's 3 handles. In addition, if Twitter could notify us of any actions taken as a result of this referral, that would be greatly appreciated. Then they send that through to the Foreign Influence Task Force Global Unit, where they're from someone at the FBI. Hi, Stasia. The RFITF Global Unit saw these accounts, wanted to bring them to your attention. That's Elvis saying, please take whatever actions, if any, you deem appropriate. And of course, Stasia over at Twitter says, thanks, Elvis. We suspended the accounts. That literally happened within a day. June 11th, 3:20 p.m., July 20th, 3:02 p.m. Within 24 hours, from some FBI agent sending 3 Twitter handles to Elvis Shan. Those got taken down by Twitter. Absolute dead to rights. Right? On June 11th. Yep. And this basically explains what happened. And then, hi Elvis, I hope all is well. As of June 23rd, the content associated with the account appeared to still be accessible, but since the account was originally referred to Twitter June 11th, I wanted to follow up to see if this account was truly suspended. Right, so this is from somebody at the CID, or Counterintelligence Division. In addition, I also wanted to reach, this is a lot of depth for a government agent to look at an anonymous Twitter handle that it assumes is some kind of foreign agent. All right. Translation is, we sent a letter 2 weeks ago. Why the F are these accounts still up? Also, while you're cleaning up that mess, could you send us a new list of linked accounts for lead purposes? The quote Office Space, Twitter Trust and Safety Chief Yoel Roth quickly apologized and we fixed the glitch. That's what he's talking about, how we fixed the glitch. I want to apologize for any confusion here. A tooling bug on our end resulted in one of the accounts not being correctly enrolled in our authenticity checks, and which is why you saw stay online even after the others came down. We fixed the issue. So Roth then asked in the gentlest language possible if the FBI could possibly share with Twitter why those accounts needed to come down, since we don't at this time have clear indication that they're foreign. If we zap the account...
Putin's a madman.
Yeah, thank you, Jamal Bowman. If we zap the account, now you can send... now, could you send us the reason it isn't good enough to convince people of the nature of this relationship? I don't know what would be. So that's gross. Here we go. Close this. Here we go. Beyond that, here you go. While the accounts showed some signs of inauthenticity, they weren't so clear cut that they trigger a proactive referral. We don't have at this time, clear indication that they're foreign origin. What a surprise. Another analyst even told Roth that one of the accounts came back as Canadian, all got suspended anyway.
Nice.
Twitter viewed its relationship with the FBI as a tight, well-coordinated partnership that was based on trust. Right? And there's the emails to Jim Baker. We know all about Jim Baker. He was the lawyer who was actually on like the Russiagate shit for the FBI, and he went and became general counsel for Twitter. Yeah, they hired...
Boo this man!
Boo! The executive above even decided to prepare a letter of thanks in recognition of their partnership with the feds, because that was his ex-boss. Since this work is close hold, and we will never get public credit. Yeah, because if, God forbid, the public found out, they'd lynch you. The letter was prepared and sent only after FBI General Counsel turned Twitter attorney Jim Baker warned we should be mindful that these letters could leak and will be subject to FOIA. He knew.
Of course, they're subject to FOIA.
Yeah, but you would have had to have had access to something like the Twitter files to even do a FOIA on this, to know where to look.
Yep.
He knew that too.
Yep.
Twitter.
You can still FOIA that. You can still FOIA more. There's a ton of redacted stuff that you could FOIA in there.
Twitter did almost anything the FBI asked, and then the asks included enormous quantities of requests. The Twitter files are full of these lists of accounts to review, some as long as 31 pages, some involving only foreigners, some involving domestic accounts like Truthout and Consortium News. When it came to foreign accounts, the FBI and other agencies barely kept up the pretense that the censorship direct decision was up to Twitter, leading to amusing Freudian slips like the intelligence report below. In it, the FBI, concerned about anti-U.S. rhetoric by Cubans, wrote in that any violations of your terms of service would be greatly appreciated. Basically, look for a reason for us to throw them off the platform using your terms of service. Thank you so much. And there's a list. Unbelievable. Cuba Viva. Like literally, long live Cuba. What about other political groups? In one letter, a senior Twitter attorney listed partnerships with the House and Senate committees, the DHS, FBI, the IC, which is the intelligence community, Census Bureau, and the Global Engagement Center at State. But the most interesting notation reads, I continue to work with the DNC on high-profile escalations, including parody accounts, whitelisting URLs and tweets engaging in voter suppression. There's no corresponding notation for the RNC. Interesting.
FBI, open up!
Well, not just FBI, but the coordination specifically with the DNC and not with the RNC, meaning that the Democrats are getting more favorable treatment on Twitter, and the crying that the Republicans are doing, this is giving them further validation. Right. What did working with the DNC on high-profile escalations look like? Well, in the case of the Hunter Biden laptop story, it meant taking action against an article by the Missouri v. Biden plaintiff Gateway Pundit that contained airbrushed images from Hunter Biden videos, as well as, quote, information on how to look up and view the videos in question, which Twitter decided was violative. Some would say that's fair. Some, since non-consensual nudity is a violation of Twitter's policies, but this was a consistent criticism of the Twitter files from the start, that the DNC was only asking for material that should be taken down anyway. But even Twitter didn't think the large numbers of other tweets from ordinary people reported by the DNC for merely linking to the Gateway Pundit deserved takedowns. And here they are.
And the best part of this plan is, no one can stop me.
Well, no one could have stopped them if they wanted to do that, yeah. Ultimately, they decided tweets by deplorable Karen and others were non-actionable as non-consensual nudity, so they ordered a spam review, resulting in suspensions for a different reason. Nearly all those accounts were suspended shortly after.
Breaking exclusive. Hunter Biden has a Pornhub account where he uploaded his personal porn, including with family members.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Yeah. Family members. I'm guessing that would be his brother's widow, but I could be wrong. That's the family member. But still, yeah. Twitter was aware of the link between politics and constant moderation when deciding whether or not to remove a tweet suggesting that some of the Hunter Biden laptop images contain pictures of the daughter of Senator Chris Coons. Twitter executives reminded each other that CEO Jack Dorsey would have to appear before Coons in hearing in 3 weeks.
Disgusting!
So, looks to be a different victim being named here, Chris Coons' daughter, Maggie. So, that's bad. Yeah, here's another plaintiff who is one of the guys who was censored for COVID stuff, Martin Koldorf. He was actioned even though he tweeted something true, namely that thinking everyone must be vaccinated is as scientifically flawed as thinking that nobody should. As I know he's been on the Jimmy Dore show, and I know Jimmy had talked about that. And Robert Malone and John, what's his name, the British guy, they all talked about the fact that you can't mass vaccinate your way out of this, and that vaccinating everybody is the worst thing that you can do because you're, putting medicine into people that don't necessarily need it. You should vaccinate the people who are most vulnerable that should be vaccinated. And that is the Great Barrington Declaration that everybody decided was the most evil thing that ever existed. Anyway, so Twitter relied on the CDC
forget
guidelines.
The last 30 seconds. It'll be okay. It'll be fine.
Safe and effective. Right. Safe and effective. My heart swells with pride when I think about the vaccine.
Very
safe. Safe and effective. And it stops.
Very safe.
It stops everything that YouTube says it stops. So.
Safety is number one priority.
Yeah. So here is the internal email or messaging. Twitter relied on CDC guidelines to strike his tweet. Lastly, one group of emails from the FBI gives insight into why officials feel they need to censor content. In this exchange, a senior FBI official asked Twitter about an Oxford study claiming that RT is outpacing traditional mainstream outlets, in this case in regard to COVID-19 in Western Europe.
Russian scum!
Yeah. Scum! Russian scum!
Scum!
So, yes. Thank you. So Twitter's Roth, Yoel, our friend, not so much, He responded almost apologetically that the thing about content is if there's a well-developed channel for the dissemination of propaganda, he's calling it, then content tends to reach eager and interested audiences. In other words, if people are interested in a thing, they'll read it.
Why the fuck would they go to the Russians?
Well, because those are the only guys telling the truth in this case, or at least providing any kind of counter questioning of what the State Department has to say, and the CIA and British intel as well. To which the FBI man stubbornly replied that although he may not have had evidence that audiences for foreign state actors were artificially boosted and would need some academic research to back that idea up, it seems intuitive. What? Yes. I'm making it up out of my asshole.
Those Russians.
Literally pulling it out of his ass. So this is not unlike what goes on in the boardrooms of big media companies. Roth is not so subtly telling the FBI man that even RT in Europe might just be organically more popular than traditional mainstream media, among other things because the latter sucks. The FBI man can't quite believe it and re-expresses his suspicion of overlap between state media and inauthentic activity. Western government messaging just can't be that unpopular, can it?
Oh, it very much can.
Well, they can't believe that. They're so much wrapped in their own shitlib cocoon bubble that they don't have any idea just how hated they really are. There were similar exchanges when officials reached out to Twitter to ask if a foreign power was behind hashtags like #walkaway or accounts like @wentdem2rep. In the latter case, the Washington Post strongly implied that Russia was behind the effort. But when senior FBI officials contacted Twitter to get more information, extending the WAPO piece's context, Roth again had to let them down gently, saying the account in question is domestic and we saw no evidence of foreign interference. In fact, he said there was a lot of strong evidence pointing in the opposite direction.
Russians don't take a dump, son, without a plan.
Yeah, but why is he even answering and humoring them to respond to them and tell them that they're wrong? Just deny their request. Why do they have to give any kind of rationale or reasoning?
Because Putin's a madman.
Right. The attorneys general in Missouri v. Biden already have more than enough to prove a cross-government censorship enterprise, but if they dig deeper, this is what they'll find. More communications in which ordinary accounts are removed by tech platforms that seem afraid of their government partners and anxious to do anything to keep them happy. Man, he is just as good as it gets, man. That's how you be. Support Racket News. Racket.news. Give them a follow. Support them. He's another purple check. More than 10,000 paid subscribers, I believe, is what the purple check gets. So he's doing real well. The Twitter files helped him out. He was doing real well before the Twitter files. Guy's had a 25-year journalistic career. Rolling Stone magazine primarily, but he was one of the first people to go out on his own and go freelance with Substack. I'd love to see Substack feature him more. I'd love to see Substack feature CJ Hopkins more. I'd love to see Substack feature Bean Boy more, who also, by the way, is half a shitlib who left corporate media to start one of the most successful Substacks from scratch when nobody wanted to touch that platform.
Right. But again, like considering the Twitter files, again, that goes against the shitlib mentality.
Right.
So he could be seen as a liability if they like prop him up.
Right. So those were the three stories that I wanted to talk about. I mean, you know, Aaron Mate also put out something this week on Substack. There's so many great writers and so many great things happening over there. I really do appreciate. I look at them, like I said, more as like a WordPress at this point. They have given you a canvas of which you can make whatever you want. You can write, you can upload and publish original video. People are writing poetry there. Some people are uploading songs there. And one of the things that I think is really cool about Notes is that I've discovered how different people are using the platform to connect with their audiences, fans, and friends, and to reach new people. I really think that And I appreciate Matt for being one of the pioneers in doing so. I know that his doing so was one of the big bellwether moments, as was Glenn Greenwald and others, in giving corporate media the finger and saying, I have enough of an audience that will support my work that I don't need the filter of an editor and the filter of a media outlet to then censor what I can and can't say. Tremendously grateful for Substack to provide that forum. And it's more than just WordPress, because WordPress doesn't do anything to really build that community to foster engagement and to foster collaboration among its creators. And I think that Substack is trying really hard to do that, and give them a lot of credit. What do you guys think about Twitter files, about all this other stuff? Censorship, government, fascism is the word. This is the merger of state and private business to censor ordinary Americans. If that's not fascism, I don't know what is.
Well, that is fascism, but this type of fascism under the Democratic Party is acceptable. That's the issue.
Well, to some, yeah.
If this were Trump, people would be screaming up the rafters, but but it's the idea that because Biden, as far as rhetoric, says decent things, I wouldn't say the right thing, but decent.
When he can speak at all.
Right. When, or is he lucid to even understand what he says? But but his policies don't necessarily match what his rhetoric is.
Never have.
But I think, no, but people are just, I think this is just the gag of American politics, but I think especially given Trump, I think people's brains broke since Trump, that anything that Biden does that is more or less somewhat decent is given,
well, at least it's not Trump, right?
Right. So, which is a very low bar.
Don't be rude.
But but people are right now, even now, are asking for the bare minimum in terms of things to make our lives relatively a little bit better. And Biden's not even doing that. But
we're asking for the Russians to help.
We're asking for people to be able to afford life. And that's becoming increasingly more difficult for many, many Americans, and it's not getting any better. And nobody seems to want to do anything about it other than giving more money to Ukraine. And that's what most of us are so frustrated and pissed off about.
How about now?
Yeah, exactly.
And
how about now?
And it's funny, just even with Cornel West, which honestly surprised me given his stance on Ukraine. There are a lot of people that I know who hated what he said regarding Ukraine. They had a problem with that. And I'm like, at the end of the day, whatever you agree with Russia, Russia sucks. Putin sucks. We know that. But let's kind of account for what we're doing, please. If we're able to give billions of dollars to Ukraine, we should be able to give that much, if not more, to people here. And that's
a madman.
And the idea that we have to go through all this bureaucracy to get the bare minimum in this country that will take years, rather than just giving blank checks to Ukraine just at a moment's notice, I think people should have a problem with that. I don't necessarily, and the idea of going to war, and this is why I say, people become Malcolm X when a Republican is in office, because if this were Trump, people will be screaming in the idea of us going to war, potentially. But with Biden, it's almost kind of justified because, well, Putin's now the big bad man. So it's Putin's bad and he's overstepped his bounds and all that kind of stuff. And that's a valid conversation to be had. but we must first account of what our responsibility, especially given in this country, is we don't go into wars without a reason. And often that has to do with resources. And no one is necessarily talking about that, especially given, Russia is doing somewhat well for itself, as is China. And now, like, the US is like, no, we can't have these two superpowers basically kind of overstepping us. So, but these are conversations that we should be having, but we're not having them because
Putin's a madman. Right. Because Putin's a madman.
But Biden is
not sending cluster munitions to Ukraine, right?
Right. But that's okay, because, like, and
to beat
that's
Putin,
why
I guess. I don't get it either.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's that time of the night, folks, where we are done with stories and it's time to get to some boats smashing into other boats. So let's do it.
And I watch mindless shit. Boats that smash into other boats.
You know what's there?
Yay. Time for boats, everybody.
It's the Reef
Colin,
Show.
you might want to pin me and not Indy.
Yes. And I'm going
to... excuse me.
Nice. Thank you.
Here we go. Ready? This got to be on, and then...
It's time!
And you need to bong it.
Yeah. Look at his boats, everybody. I'll wait for Indy to switch so he can see stuff still.
I'm ready for boats. Shoot it. I want to see the boat. Is that a jet engine? That's fast.
How fast was that?
Pretty sporty, homie.
Is that literally like a jet engine? Where are you, Reade?
No, it's
you hit yourself. Show your screen. There you go. Hey, there he is.
This is so they learned this from my people, everyone. These are like a P-row, essentially, right? Or as we like to call them, go devils, when you attach a essentially it's a souped up weed eater on the back of them, right? So it's a big long pole, okay, with a prop on it, like a big long outboard motor, right? But you can run them off like Ducati motorcycle engines. So they do, and it goes meow, like that's how fast it goes. That's like meow speed. That's how fast that it's going.
I think you need like a Florida Man clip on the sample.
Oh no, that's not Florida Man. That's Louisiana Man. That's what that is. That's those. We taught them crawfish and P-rows. That's what we did. Like they'd be growing that shit over there.
But they're not,
but these are like,
they're not Creole. They're not native Louisianans.
We got them here too, but like they're not as ubiquitous. Most people use a Carolina skiff, which is like flat bottomed, rides real high in the water, versus like a P-row, which is meant to be like shallow because you're going through like the swamp. There's like mud like a foot down. Like these things will run in a bathtub if you let them. Like if you look like out here where the wake is, like it's a good 6-8 feet past, like in front of behind the boat. But yeah, the airboats, this is my people's shit. We send it all over the world and they're like, yeah, that works. We'll take that. We'll go fast on this dude. He's literally having to get the lean on it. Like he's leaned into that thing. It's wild. That's moving.
Dude, you got to hang on so that you don't get knocked off.
Yeah. This guy's like, oh shit. Fucking so fast. Anyway, I don't quite have boats, but this is kind of like a boat. It's like an airboat. It feels very boat for some reason. You remember George of the Jungle?
Yes.
Motherfucker, watch out for that tree, dog. Like, it just seems slow. Like,
right.
You know, like this is like a boat crash. It's just like we're not going fast enough, but we're going fast enough. You know. Anyway, it's just dumb.
Rent to you and
dumb
me.
Stuff I have. And do you and me. FYI, footskin can be rolled into a joint.
No.
Y'all are welcome.
No.
The tweet I found this on just said straight to jail. straight to jail. Anyway, y'all are welcome.
Okay.
Here you go. This is what the dabs be doing to me. Those dabs be kicking, bro. They be kicking. Yeah. Where's I have it up? Yeah.
Reefers.
Bowls were invented in 1840. People in 1839.
Smoke weed every day.
Like, I gotta zoom in. Oh.
Well, no, you need to zoom out.
No. Right there.
He's setting on fire right up his nose. Is that what's going on here?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
Yep. Yep.
See, I remember they used to just use a glass as a bowl. Like literally, like you'd put it on the end of a paper clip and just light it, put it in the glass, and then open it.
Look, everybody, it's Mike Pence.
There's no weed heads in the crowd, though.
Get it, John.
Cookies, those tabs are everything we're gonna see tonight.
Our U.S. politicians, folks.
Wait,
Was that
that's not Mike Pence, but
was that Archie Manning?
It's any white hair guy is now Mike Pence.
That looks like Peyton Manning's dad.
Sure.
I met him once.
How about this, Indy? Are you down?
Randy? Pikachu?
Randy.
That's not Pikachu.
Hamburger.
Hamburger.
People.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Indy loves his burgers. So
you can put an egg on that burger.
I'm a burger fan.
You know?
I am a burger fan.
You can put an egg on that. Put an egg on that burger, bro.
What? In the
Wait, what?
No! What? Why? Oh, he's gonna drink those after he smokes them and cooks them.
Oh.
No.
I'm so disgusted right now.
That's not in your Rocky montage, bro?
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
No?
Really?
We know your audience.
What about this then? You need to quit smoking weed. Me. This is what I've been doing. I wish I had a hat like this. This would be amazing, and I would use it.
Smoke weed 3 times as much now. Yes.
Yeah. I feel like this is gonna set your hair on fire though, but that's okay. So which way do you hold your Nintendo 64 controller? Which ways?
4. What?
4.
Wait.
I'm more a 1, the traditional 1, but
okay.
Hey.
What about
a
5? Is 5 acceptable?
Who's in your 5?
What? That is an N64 controller that he's smoking weed through, and I'm okay with that. Yep. look, you can plug it into your car. Now, is this worse or better than the Titan submersible? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, how are you gonna?
You control your car with a.
How are you gonna play that drive?
You know.
No, it's more for the people.
I used to have a van.
Passengers, I would guess, but
I used to have a van that had an N64 hookup.
The steering wheel is right
at
here.
every chair. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I used to have a van that would have controller hookups for an N64, and there was a TV. Like you got 2 driver seats, and then there's like the rest of the van, and then it's like a little TV at the top. And I really wish I had an N64 to hook up to it. It would have been pretty dope.
Because it goes on all 3 screens.
I would have been playing fucking all sorts of shit.
Is he smoking
Mario
out
Kart.
of a burrito?
Yes.
Yeah, burrito bowl, bro.
Oh, Jesus.
You don't know about a burrito bowl?
Jesse Jett would be impressed.
Yeah, he would. Motherfucker who smokes out an apple, like that's somehow different. You know? Is that a bean burrito? Or like cheese and rice? Like, what are we doing? You know? Look at this cool smoke circle hammock. Look at that. You just hang out and pass the blunt.
That's dope, literally.
No? I think it's cool.
That's literally dope. How do you climb in and out of it without stepping all over somebody else is a different story. But
there's like each one's like a seat.
I get that.
You know?
But you have to climb in and out of it.
I mean, you might need help from your neighbors.
That's
like
what I
you gotta
mean.
be like you know,
it would help to have like an armrest somewhere in there, or like you
just
know,
gotta use your abs.
We
here you go, Colin. How about this? How about
didn't
this?
you show me this
We
last
have
week?
No, you showed me this.
Nice.
So this is in Thailand. This is the real cheeseburger. It's is only cheese.
A burger made out of 20 slices of cheese. It's literally a pack of fucking Kraft singles.
I mean,
Hamburger.
if I was a kid, I'll be
sure.
I'll be like all I would eat as a kid was cheese sandwiches. So I would, like I'm sure
You'd be like, all right.
So if
you were
I was
really high,
I would have been all about that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Our hamburgers cost $22.50 without a side starter pack.
Yep.
I feel like all of us have been to this restaurant.
The roll top door. I've been at several of
that
those.
stool.
They got some nice burgers.
That lamp. The eat sign next to a live, laugh, love sign, you get extra points. You know? Like what else we got? Oh, this is for you, Indy. Your 2 favorite things.
Oh, Jesus.
You know? In the same picture.
Boondans and Elon with penis envy. Showing off his penis envy? Yes.
Yep. It's like if you couldn't hate a picture more, you know? Anyway, here you go. You're rolling up the J, and this fucking cat ruins it. Goddamn cat.
Fucking shit.
Cats are dicks.
Hard to see.
Cats are dicks.
Yes, I can't.
Oh. As I say,
piece of shit.
Cats are dicks.
Yes, they are. Yeah, Colin's been saying that from minute 1. I have to credit him. Cats are dicks.
Okay, so I think
salmon.
I think Brazil has lost the pizza
E olha
wars.
essa pizza de sushi. O brasileiro não tem limite, a guerra com o Japão tá declarada. E dá pra fazer em casa. Se liga, corta o atum, corta o salmão e corta a alga no formato triangular. Depois é só empanar e fritar na farinha de trigo com maisena. Aí é só acrescentar no óleo bem quente que ela sai assim, crocante. A borda pode ser muramaki sem cortar e o recheio é por sua conta. Aqui foi acrescentado ovas, atum e salmão. E pra fechar com chave de ouro, pepino cortado bem fininho por cima. E aí, curtiu? Já marca aqui nesse post quem vai fazer essa pizza de sushi em casa com...
You won't even notice it. It's fine.
I would eat that. I would.
In a heartbeat,
You would eat
bro.
that. I fucked that up so hard.
So fast, I would
Oh my
wreck that. Oh, just take the cucumber off and
So
my
good.
God.
Wait, you don't eat?
No, just leave it on. You'll be all right. Yeah, he's weird. Just leave it on. It's okay. He won't even notice. He literally won't. Just take a bite. They're not even there, bro. Just pretend they're not there.
No, they.
They're literally nothing.
I wish I could.
They're literally water. They have like practically zero flavor. You'll be fine.
I think that might be a sensory thing.
Seafood boil in my college dorm room.
Oh my
This
God.
motherfucker is out here doing a
hot
crawfish
plate.
boil.
God bless him. I know what he
Sure.
means.
Yeah.
Rain.
A little lemon.
Yep. A little butter.
A little butter, sure.
A little garlic.
Garlic.
Drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a couple of claws.
Couple of little crab legs. Yep. Corn.
Oh. Spice that bitch up. Dude.
Shrimps.
Come on.
Okay.
I'm down.
Like, I ain't hating on it. Yeah, this is fine.
I don't hate this.
Now,
dude,
this motherfucker's roommate, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's your hot sauce, right? Oh, they got a remoulade, like, dipping sauce on top. Get out. Come on.
I mean,
dude.
That corn is about to be legit.
Gourmet shit right
part.
there. That is king shit.
I'm not
and
mad
then
at
this,
that.
and the motherfucker you left out be getting fucking revenge on your ass.
Come on.
I'm gonna come get your ass, bro.
Come on.
Like, fucking kill my whole family in that fucking meal. Fuck you. That's his fucking training montage. You know? Anyway,
Wow.
Here's some dumb kids. I know both of you love dumb kids. In a hammock.
Sure. Upside down.
Oh, oh fuck. Hey, you all right? Like, I always love how there's like the, hey, you all right guy. I love that guy. Hey, you all right?
They're going
Like,
bowling.
Can I help you? No, I'm just in pain.
I shouldn't,
Like,
I shouldn't say this given my job and given
it's okay. Your experience. You're a pro.
child I have, but depending
Yeah.
on how they get hurt can be
Yeah.
the most hilarious thing.
Hilarious shit. Because they deserve it. They deserve it.
How many marshmallows
You know.
is this?
2.
No, how many is this right here?
1.
1. All right, so here's the deal. You can have 1 marshmallow right now. All right? I'll put it down right here, and if you want, you can eat it immediately. But wait. How many marshmallows is this?
2.
2. And you put them all together, and how many marshmallows do you have?
1.
You have 1,
Yeah.
2,
Yeah.
and then that makes 3. So if you don't eat that marshmallow for 2 minutes, I'll give you 3 marshmallows. So you can have 1 marshmallow right now, or I'll give you 3 marshmallows if you'll not eat that marshmallow for 2 minutes. Can you wait 2 minutes and I'll give you 2 more marshmallows?
Nope.
Okay. So your choice is eat it now or wait 2 minutes and I'll give you 2 more marshmallows if you don't eat it.
Nope.
Nope.
Yep. I'm wrecking that right now.
So you
now
don't
give
get
me
any
the
more
other 2 marshmallows.
Right?
Yep. He goes, yep.
I'm
I
good
should
with
send
1.
this to you, Reef, but I saw on Instagram something similar to this where a parent did something similar where he told her son, I guess he had a Hershey's Kiss. Do not eat the Hershey's Kiss. Left it on the table, and the kid, he had to be about this age, if not younger, but the restraint that he had, like even to the point of actually going to the kiss and actually trying to lick it, but he didn't take it and eat it. So I should have sent it to you, but yeah, this kid.
Nice.
No restraint.
What else we got? Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god. So he broke the door.
Right.
Okay. Kid broke the door.
Oh, this nigga about to get, oh my, bruh. No, do you understand what your mama about to do to you, bro? Bro, so scared he about to snitch on himself. Oh my, oh Oh my.
When I was shooting the BB gun, I accidentally shot the one that
When he was shooting the BB gun, he accidentally shot the window.
Shot the door, yeah.
accidentally hit the glass door. And all the glass fell. Yes. The screen door.
Oh, hold on. Oh, let me see. Who did it?
Wrong.
What he did? He
bounced off the wall. Don't sweep it that way. Sweep it
Ain't
that
no
way.
way.
Sweep it that way.
Ain't no way. What you doing, Ron? Why?
I can't do it.
Do what?
He moving
Bro,
out?
Where you at?
He's
Where
running
you
away.
at?
He's literally running away. I'm out.
Bruh, you got.
Wow.
Ron, come back, bruh. For real. Man, this boy hit a fleet. Got me doing the work. Nah. He don't. Then look what he did. He gonna sweep it.
Oh.
Shut up. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
Oh, here it is later. The mama coming. Oh. Oh,
Fuck,
no.
dude.
Yeah, but she already knows.
That's one thing I hearing it, but seeing it.
Wait.
How you feel about bro? I know, like get that.
She steps through it.
Where is he at? Bro!
Rome?
Where you at, bro?
Rome.
I'm about to whoop your. No, stick, bro. Y'all think I'm playing?
Rome is asleep. Rome is safe. Rome is taking that after ass cutting sleep. Like, God damn, dude.
Poor
You know
kid.
what? I sympathize.
Yeah.
Look.
Well, fuck it.
sympathize with
You
him
fucked up.
Getting away in order to avoid the look. Yeah. Rome.
Oh shit.
You're done. You're done.
Oh my god.
Jordan
This
Deck, I'm
motherfucker
about
too.
to get in
Holy
trouble. I'm
shit.
dying laughing. Yep, that is.
Is it gonna be another one?
You're
Hold up.
Ethiopian. You're African. You're black. Okay?
I want to be Mexican.
Why do you want to be Mexican?
What about tacos?
Huh? Because you.
Because he eats quesadilla.
See, I was close. I was close.
Eat quesadilla?
Go ahead.
I heard this today. Not this, but I heard someone say something like this today. That they were like,
Yeah, that they were like Honduran or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not black, I'm Honduran.
No,
Yeah.
but like,
You
no,
replied with.
No, but something else like they wanted to be Mexican, then they would like because they like quesadillas, or I'm not sure. Where,
Yeah.
But
Yes.
just
That's why you want to be. That's why you want to be Mexican. So you don't want to be from Africa anymore?
No,
Why not?
because I want to be Mexican.
Where do you get this from? What make you want to be Mexican? You can't just be Mexican just because you eat quesadillas.
It's because Nagasi is Mexican.
Nagasi's Ethiopian too. He's half Mexican, but he's Ethiopian too.
But why am I not Mexican too?
Because your parents are not Mexican. His mom is Mexican. I'm not Mexican. Your dad is not Mexican.
But I'm Mexican too.
Yeah, how you gonna be Mexican if none of your parents is Mexican? Well, okay, yeah. Savion.
Hey.
Hey.
Bro,
All right.
strap your butt
All right,
back
you're
in that
Mexican.
seat.
You're okay. It's okay.
Strap back in that seat, dude.
It's okay. Oh my god.
look, give him quesadillas for dinner.
Nice.
Give him quesadillas.
Yeah, dude. Yep.
Solve that problem.
Get him a whole. Take him to Case of Bonita. Do the whole thing.
What a weird kid.
Like, this is dumb kid stuff. I feel like we can all sympathize with this. You're stuck in the car, you know. You gotta entertain yourself somehow. Here you go, Indy. Here's a trick you can try with your kids. Get them to eat their vegetables.
Stop it.
You just go Oreo. Vegetable.
That's just cold-hearted. Look at Colin loving it. Colin eat it up.
Oh god, it's so funny.
Indy might need to do that for certain foods.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
Here we go.
My dad bought a really big grill.
Go over there.
Just kidding.
He bought a really big grill.
Guys,
Go over there.
My dad bought a really big grill.
Look at it. Look at his little grill.
What?
Look at it. Kid's fucking clowning on him, bro.
Just kidding.
Over there.
Little fucking grill.
Oh my god.
It's a little fucking grill.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Look, it's hard.
Wow.
Can't necessarily afford a big ass grill.
Is that my daughter?
Yep.
It's a little fucking grill. Yeah, seriously. Like they're just starting to figure it out. Like any minute now.
Yeah.
Like just tonight, I heard, "Daddy, cursed," and I'm like, "Oh shit, here we go. Here comes."
Funny.
Now, right now, they think that stupid and shut up are curses. So I'm doing all right, but
yes,
it's coming. It's coming.
I feel like this kid knows what's up, you know? Oh. Oh, yeah.
Did he just scan himself?
It's just dumb.
Yes.
I think, you know, it's a little laser gun. That's a laser. Oh my God. Speaking of lasers, this young lady right here, let me explain to you. The NBA doesn't get this lady. They need to check themselves. Little crossover, take her to the paint. That's what I'm talking about, son. But it's just the fact that she just throws this ball in this kid's face, like, bro, you can't be doing that. I mean, I know it's street ball, but goddamn. Dude,
damn.
Little killer out there.
Damn.
You know, Indy. Refresh. Full screen.
We don't do that. Put her down, please. We don't do that.
She's happy for me. She's happy for. Look.
She's happy.
Cats are dicks. Wow, I'm gonna bite your face off, kid.
It's happy for me. Fucking goddamn kid. Why did you have this thing, Larry? Like, horsey. Excuse me, where's your carrots?
Wait,
what? Are the
what?
carrots in here?
That's a great laugh.
That's a pretty good laugh, right?
Why did they
You laugh
in the house?
Hey man, the horses are all right. You might have to clean up some poop, but you know,
right?
Like you do that with a Chihuahua though, so you know, you gotta get a bigger shovel, bigger pooper scooper. Yeah, but this is where horses are supposed to be. Look at them. Look at all the boys. Oh, you go poppers. They're just carrying their red balls around.
Why?
Like, wee. Bro, you don't take your red ball through the park?
Well,
you know?
But why have the dogs carry it and not the horse?
Horse is preoccupied.
Uh-huh.
You know? Anyway, it was just cute.
Okay.
Sometimes it's just cute.
Mom, what happened, Daddy?
All right, don't let her get past you. Mom, that was terrible. What was that?
That's a little pony.
It's a mini horse, son. I'm going.
Don't let it get past you. Where's it going?
Fuck you. I'll kick you.
I want to get in there. No, I don't want to go there.
I'll kick you. Whee! Isn't that cute?
Wow.
Sometimes things are cute. Oh my God, look at them. I gotta go here. Nope.
Is that a motion?
Damn, boy. Damn, boy, he's thick, boy. That's a thick ass boy. Damn.
Look at him. He's trying to squeeze his way through. It's just a little chonker boy. Chonkies. Also, why is he amongst the
Right, let's
like,
let's
What's he doing on the supermarket
the
shelf?
cat in there to begin with?
Right? A little bodega cat.
He's selling
all right,
weed.
everyone's gonna have their sound up for this. And yep. And action.
What is that? Oh, that's
Plop.
I don't understand how
Just
people
the little noise.
think cats.
They're okay.
Yeah,
They're,
they smell.
you know, they
stink.
do. They can be, especially the males. They're pretty stinkums. But it's mainly just like clean their cage out frequently, you know. Red crab, big man crab, and pancake. Zoologist, not the best camouflage. Red egg crab and pancake. Zoologist, but Krabby Patty. Like, it's literally a Krabby Patty. You're welcome.
Looks like
You are welcome.
Okay.
No, this is Patrick.
So we're gonna go get eggs.
Came out to collect eggs for the day, and apparently now we're hatching kittens. Yeah, little baby panthers.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah. Here we go.
Okay.
This is the little sound he makes.
Ow.
Why? Why? What else we got? Oh, we got a puppers. Ready? Gotta blend in, bro.
Aww. Look at a boy.
Blend in.
Fuck you then.
Fuck out of here. Fuck you then. Oh my God. I just want a chair like this. Someone make me a chair like this.
I'm not going near that one, bro.
What? Just a little floating papasan.
Uh-huh.
What about this guy?
Each in
Yo
3,
quiero
2,
Taco
1.
Bell. Oh my god. Oh my god. What was that thing with the
Ren
legs?
from Ren and Stimpy.
Right? You
Yeah, yeah.
stupid idiot. You fat bloated idiot.
I mean, that's just like.
That is Ren.
Oh, the face is so ridiculous. Here we go. When the instructions say lead the products outside the fence.
Don't touch. Don't touch.
Like, I'll just leave them inside the fence. It'll be all right.
Ah,
fuck you, shit.
No.
Fuck the box. Give me this box.
Whatever was inside.
And he's like, shit, all right, I'll leave the rest of it outside the fence. What else we got? Oh, a little snick. Little snick boy.
I'm guessing that was a dog food delivery that those things just tore the shit out of.
Yeah, it could be whatever. And action.
Hey.
Said,
son of a bitch. Wow.
Why does it always freeze on the last 5 seconds? Right.
Hey. Thank you.
Thank you.
As if the snake could actually hear him.
Probably can. It's got ears.
2
umbrellas. Like, look, you ain't getting wet. I got this Samoyed. I love how the dog is like, this is normal. Like, we do this all the time.
Yeah, this is
like,
fine.
What the fuck?
Long pet zone. Long pet zone tonight.
Yeah.
A lot of pet stuff.
God damn it. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it.
Oh, fuck, dude. Dude, some people are just fucking wild, bro.
Oh no.
I love you.
No. No. No.
What?
Safety is number one priority.
That tiger went tiger.
That's a lynx.
Whatever. Yeah, okay. Oh. I'm gonna eat your face, lady.
Oh my god, no. No, fuck that.
Brush me out, yes.
Папочку посмотри. Как я подтешу тебя-то. Так сюда иди тоже.
Я тоже иди, давай рукой. Давай. Поднимайся.
Also, what's the story behind them having a lynx?
Right?
I mean, it's a Siberian one.
Welcome to Russia.
Yeah, this is, you know, of one of many of the animals in Siberia that can straight up rip your face apart.
Let's ask Nikki
You know,
about
but
that.
what do I know? Like, anyway, here's you know, Jesse Jett's cousin. Skyrim music should be fine. playing Skyrim right now.
Okay. We're doing a lot of cutting of the drywall. We're making a hole. And we're finding... One. Two. How many? Three. Oh no. Don't stop there. 4. Look at the boys. 5. Baby. What are we doing?
Look at the raccoons.
What is Nathaniel gonna do with those coons? Raccoons.
Little baby trash panda.
Sitting in the middle of somebody's wall. What's up with that?
Ladies in the chat, the 3 that are probably here. There's new shit out here, dog.
Jilly, Spoopy.
Very expensive. Bodily fluids.
Take heel off.
Come on. Twist on. Flat.
And now flat.
Get out.
Like,
nice.
Whoever designed that, well done. You know? I can't function without my morning coffee. Motherfuckers, when I start launching explosives at them, wow, look at them go.
Oh, dude, that is totally me. I have a no tweeting before coffee rule in the morning because I'm just an asshole. So if you see me early in the morning tweeting, I'm sorry. I'm telling you right now, I'm sorry. I haven't had coffee yet.
Here you go.
What's that?
What? How? Who do you work for? Who do you work for?
Oh.
It didn't break.
Who do you work for? How? Here we go. You know, the UK police.
Officer, whereabouts is the closest bank? It's right around the corner. All right, cheers, thank you. Wait.
Nice.
Where's the closest bank?
Oh, cheers, thank you.
Fuck. Thank you. Here you go.
El hermano Nelson me regaló esto. Mire, el hermano Nelson.
Johnny Black.
Everyone know what that is?
That's Johnny Black.
Johnny Black. How much a bottle?
70, 80 bucks.
Bartenders in the chat. Yeah.
Lo mejor que hay. No es porque me regaló esto, es porque mi tío y yo lo quiero.
It's not Johnny Blue, but
Colin literally like
he did
clutched
the
pearls on that one.
You don't drop the alcohol.
Yeah, you done dropped into alcohol. The $80 alcohol at that. Like, oh god. Here, we need, after that, everyone needs just a bit of, you know, they need a reset. That's water, that's salt.
What? But whoa. Flubber.
Look at it. Look at it wiggle.
Gamer's a little bit behind.
Ooh.
Yes, a clip on heel. What the F and F? Solidified. How long did that take?
Oh, tail.
Salt.
Salt water.
Salt. We evaporated out the water.
Ah, true.
Yeah.
How long did that take?
But the salt gives it weird. My other webcam stopped working. Why does it do that? Anyone tell me? Anyway, I know this isn't Mike Pence. I know this isn't
Apparently
Mike
that is
Pence, unfortunately.
Apparently it was.
It is?
Yes.
Well, I heard it was.
I heard that it wasn't.
Well, we were
Oh,
great on.
like,
Great shot.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter.
I want to get it.
Nice.
Dude, good arm on that kid.
Nice shot. Sign him up. Sign him up.
And in other parts of the world, who's in there?
That would be Joe Biden.
You! I'm tired of being disrupted by all these presidents coming to New York and totally disrupting it when they have no need to be here. I don't agree with you. Well, fuck you too. Wow.
Hell yeah, lady. Hell yeah.
Oh, God.
Fuck you too. Yeah.
Fuck you.
Welcome to New York. Fuck you too. That's great. God bless her.
God. What's this guy's name again? I know him.
I can't see.
Indy. Oh,
Back
yeah.
out. Oh, that's
There you
Roy
go.
Wood Jr.
Roy Wood Jr.
Yeah.
Nobody dies in Street Fighter. It was a brilliant game. This game was just so bare bones basic. Two strangers meet in a public place and just whoop each other's ass. Perfect. It's just two dudes at a fish market. Hey, I heard you was talking shit. Would you like to fight? Yes, I would. You want to come back tonight when it's closed? No, let's fight right now. During normal business hours. Because that's the crazy shit about Street Fighter, is that if you never played Street Fighter, in the background, commerce is happening. It's people throwing fireballs at each other. And in the background, it's just people in a fish market. And then just behind them, yeah, let me get the catfish nuggets. And I get some of them crab legs, too.
Yep.
You know what? Bag that up to go. I'm gonna get that to go. They throwing the fireballs again. Important life lessons taught in Street Fighter. The lesson in Street Fighter never came from the people fighting. The life lesson in Street Fighter came from the people in the background. No matter what's going on around you in this world, mind your goddamn business.
Mind your business.
Mind your goddamn business. Well, that was a long way. Dude, Roy Wood tells stories. That was at the Comedy Cellar, by the way, where site of Indy's bachelor party many, many years ago. Actually, about 10. But.
Nice. Here you go. Do a kickflip.
Oh! Heidi. Heidi ho!
Now, if that was a dude.
Yep. Well,
It's
a lot worse.
Even if it's not.
Well, no. See, Colin, that's where you're wrong. Because, like, women can get hernias like that and shit. Like, Jordan Deck, I yield my time. Fuck you. Yes, that's great. And Nick Riviera, Dr. Nick, there you go. Right in the bonus hole. Everyone seems to be talking about bonus hole this week. There you go. Reef. I don't know what's about to happen here. Kick the wall. Reef is muted. Reef muted himself. Uh-oh. Did his headset just die? What just happened? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Fisheye Reef. Which Fisheye Reef? Did we break the reef? Nope. No sound. Ah! Uh-oh. What happened, dude? Uh-oh. Right in that bonus hole. Reef is in the bonus hole apparently, folks. I don't know what happened here. Nope, no sound from Mr. Reefer.
We still can't hear you.
I don't know what happened, dude. Did your headset die? Hello?
You can't hear me?
Now we got you. Hey. Oh,
nope.
And now you're gone.
There you go.
And now you're there, and now you're gone.
What about now? I'm still good, right?
Now
test.
Yes.
Okay. I tried to unplug my other webcam.
Good job.
Decided to like do other things.
Okay.
See if I got it back though.
Kick the wall?
No. Hold on.
No, you're frozen.
Let's try. I know.
Like Elsa and Anna, he is frozen. This is riveting television.
Why?
Yes. No. On cam.
Whatever.
This is riveting. Yeah.
Yep.
Kick the wall.
You're riveting. you had a ton of mess ups at the beginning of this show. No one said, "Hey, this is real riveting."
Oh man, it was rough. Sorry for that, everyone.
Okay.
I smoke a lot of weed.
What is that? I need you to kick. Kick the wall. Do you see it? You need to have your heels hitting this wall.
What the hell did he launch on?
Something.
That's
he got some good air on that one.
Oh! Ow! Help! Help!
This fucking crazy lady opened the door wrong. Like, what the fuck, dude? This shit just exploded. Like, what did she do? Oh, she ran into it.
She didn't really run into it.
She literally ran into it.
No, she
like,
just pushed it.
Yeah, but she's pressing into it, like with the half of her body, like the wrong way.
It's
you know, like I think it was locked.
Oh yeah.
Like, and it like didn't open, and her continuing to go through
French
it.
fried when you should have pizza is what you're saying.
When you should have pizza.
You should have been able just to.
You could have a bad time.
Explode like that, though.
No, it totally shouldn't. It was rigged like that.
Well, literally.
No.
Wait. What? Wait.
Is this like a water slide chute of some kind? It must be.
I think it's just a well.
And what?
Okay.
I didn't ask as many of these questions. I just, yep, that's a thing.
Well,
Yeah.
r/ what the fuck? Yeah, that's what the fuck.
Yep, what the fuck? What the fuck? And this one doesn't sound like he's okay.
No.
Yeah. No.
No.
Why didn't? Oh, God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darsh, yes. Jordan Deck stand Darsh. Dude, that is just a legendary on the mountain episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
This motherfucker.
Pain.
Little popo. What's over there?
Well, I don't know.
Fuck, I don't give a shit. I'm going. I'm out of here.
I'm out.
Fuck that. I'm out. Can someone translate this for me?
Go ahead. Let that Holy Ghost language come up out of you. Go ahead.
Wait, what?
Go ahead.
Speaking in tongues.
Speaking in tongues. I think my guess is he wanted to speak in tongues. They prayed. He was able to. And so, yeah.
I'm thinking of Kenneth Copeland right there. Ha ha ho ho he he. Yes.
For reference, I used to go to a church where this happened. So.
Oh, come on. Really?
Yeah.
I can never
Speaking
take
of that wrong
seriously.
Methodist,
I get,
you know what I mean?
Like, the spirit in you, and like you feel it, and it's okay. They're running all around the building, like it's a seed. In the halls of Shambhala. It's a pilot.
Suka bleed.
Oh, another one. Everybody's coming in too hot. Come on. Can you make it through? Back it up.
We don't fucking lose, блядь.
Blah. Zombie in the air's got it. Putin's a madman.
Putin's a madman.
I was just winning this on-ramp. There's no signs blocking it off, and I thought I was fucking high. That's just a pit on the on-ramp.
What?
What the fuck? They don't have this shit blocked off or nothing. Watch, this guy's coming. There's a guy coming behind me.
Hey, yo.
Yeah. Oh, is he gonna fucking go?
Bliet.
Holy shit. Oh, it's water. I am high. I'm not actually high, but holy fuck, bro. It looks like a pit, doesn't it? Shit, it's water.
Oh my god, it's a puddle.
Motherfucker. I thought they just carved out a hole. I'm tripping.
God. Woo. It's the FDR. I know exactly what that is too. Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
Here you go.
Is that gonna take out the back window? Yeah, it is. It already did. That's gonna fill that car up fast.
Oh my god, dude.
Bro, I'm glad you. I hope you have insurance.
That Lexus is fucked.
He's got a Lex. I'm sure he's got insurance.
Yeah, but I didn't get flood insurance on my car.
You're gonna get a new car.
Like, you're gonna need a brand new car.
That's what happens when you teach a coworker how to drive a front end. Who's a big boy? Who's a great big boy? A big boy.
I love that so much.
That's what happens when you teach a coworker how to drive a front end. Who's a big boy? Who's a great big boy? A big boy.
I love it so much. Who's a big boy? I'm a big boy. You need to start doing that to your kid. It's going to be hilarious. All right, here you go, Indy. This one's just for you.
Oh, Jesus.
And action.
Oh. But there were pillows. Okay. All right. Now, what's really funny is that you didn't hear this part, Reef. But after, okay, so we're on Discord all day, and Reef is listening to me yell at my kids all day, and it's about bedtime. And I go upstairs to brush
You're not allowed
teeth.
in the family business.
I'm not allowed in the family business, according to my daughter, but I go upstairs to brush the teeth, and my wife says, "Why is this pillow downstairs?" And it's like a full-length body pillow that comes with like a set. And apparently my son was riding down the staircase on it like that.
Yeah.
Only I've got a wall like right at the end of my staircase. What the fuck was that kid doing?
All
right.
Just put a little crash mat on the wall. You'll be fine.
Living on the edge.
He said we were going
like this guy.
slow.
Child in my
People in
own
love, they yell at each other all the time. Oh, but that's true. Ask him, he's been married for how long?
Over 20-something years.
Over 20.
Look at him though. He look mad.
Wait.
Is it her the wife? She's
But
the
wait,
wife?
there's more.
He's very happy.
She is his wife.
Former TV show bailiff and current Harris
Oh.
County deputy charged with his wife's murder now ordered not.
Oh,
The court judge today. He's facing very specific rules for his bond.
No.
Wow.
That's a bad judge of character.
Yeah, boy.
Yep. That first guy was a good judge of character, though. He fucking knew.
Wow.
He was like, he don't look happy, though, do he?
Wow. Yeah,
You
he's
know?
happy that he's gonna murder his wife. That's what he was
What's
happy
that?
about.
What's that? 40% of cops.
Wow.
Google that.
Yeah.
Holy.
Oh my
shit.
God, dude! Please don't ever let me make this mistake.
Crowd surfing.
But nobody motherfucking caught this motherfucker. Nah, fuck that. Dude.
Dude.
Holy shit.
You got beat to a soundtrack.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how good is this catfish about to be, Colin?
I'm not really a fan
Like-
of catfish, to be honest with you.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
But of the catfish variety, I would guess that that's about an 8, other than the cigarette ash
Yes.
that's about to drop in there.
Adds flavor. As for that black and mild adds flavor, bro. Don't even worry about it. You know? That shit about to be fucking fire. So how his Paris vacation started?
Y'all see it?
I'm not from here! I'm not from here! It's not me! I'm not from here! I'm not from here! It's not me! I'm not from here, bro! Oh my God!
Oh, poor dude.
I'm not from here!
He's catching a beat down.
The cops fucking caught him.
Bro,
Yeah,
he's
like
catching a beat down from a
I'm
cop.
not from here.
Because they're all rioting in Paris.
Because they're all rioting.
Oh my God.
That's so fucked up. That's
Oh my
so fucked
God.
up.
Oh my God.
Oh
France.
God.
Well, we know this anyway, but
Yes.
cops
Yeah.
are cops.
Here you go,
no
Indy.
matter
New
where you are in the world.
new computer for you.
Pretty small computer, but in fact this is just the keyboard. I can program my things into my computer, and in fact this is the computer.
My watch.
And of course it is now a wrist portable. This looks like a pretty small.
Yes.
How dumb is that?
What do you mean? That was like 1981 iWatch, Apple Watch, like basically. That was
Holy
35
shit,
years
dude.
ahead of its fucking
You know-
time.
What happened last time? Just drive careful, please. You know what happened last time? Just drive careful, please.
Something tells me
That
they
has
kind
to
of
be-
switched that on
That
purpose.
has to be staged. That has to be
yeah,
fucking
of course
staged.
it
Yeah.
was staged.
I don't care. He is funny as fuck.
That's great.
Okay. You know how we end things here.
Nope. Oh shit. I just wanted to go see a
God.
show, man.
Fireworks are the best. Transformer.
Oh. Boom. Dude, that shit sounds like you just got bombed.
Yep.
There you go. There's the other one.
Because you did.
Ba-boom.
Here you go.
Shabam.
And action.
What?
Wait,
what? It was aluminum foil. It was literally
aluminum,
like
molten aluminum.
It was like literally
Or mercury,
aluminum.
one of the two.
Oh yeah, mercury.
Yeah.
That's a good idea to shoot at yourself. Mercury. Uh-huh.
No, it's definitely molten. Like that's like bad. Dude, that happens with steel. If you get like a bad pour.
They just made
You
themselves
get water in there.
literally tinfoil mess. Oh, this shit was crazy.
This was Dow Chemical in Louisiana. This probably isn't good.
What the fuck?
Yep. Holy shit, dude. That's fucked up.
Okay.
Dude, that initial fireball was fucking what? Like, that's like mushroom cloud shit.
That was just what I was thinking. Mushroom cloud. Yep.
What the fuck? Well, anyway, that's all, folks.
Yay.
We did it. We did boats.
We did it. All right.
Welcome.
So I did not show you the segment thumbnails that I did need to show because it'll help me put them.
Boats.
So this was our Chris Smalls. Amazon Labor had their big win, but is Chris Smalls going to be out? And I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem like it, although I am going to link in the description the article that we had written about Chris Smalls and the red flags, because I do want people to read that. It's long, but it's got a ton of receipts. And there's our
Try it out, man.
Missouri v. Biden Twitter files thumbnail. Again, Crab is very proud of his angry bird for Twitter. It's one of the things he's most proud of. That and Joe's thumbnail, or Joe's little logo. So this week on INN, we have our regular schedule, but there are some potential changes coming. Politically Homeless may or may not be seen tomorrow night. I'm not sure. Greg said that they may be switching that to an every other week type of scenario like Jesse and I do with American Tradition. So there will be nothing on Tuesday night. We will be back Wednesday night. I think DJ Joe Nice is joining you guys this week, right?
Yes.
On INN News, Wednesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. That's 6 Pacific. And then Bread and Circuses will be Thursday. Yep, Joe Nice is awesome. Bread and Circuses will be Thursday night with Chris. Angel in the Afternoon will be featured, I think, at 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon Eastern. And then Tara is actually going to go live at 3, even though that says 4. We just learned that she's going to be going live at 3. We need to confirm who the guest is going to be. Don't say who it is because we're not sure. 10 o'clock, We're going to run boats, smashing into other boats, which is what you just saw as a replay. About an hour long. We'll have some fun doing that. Yep, and that's for everyone who gets high on Friday night and they want to watch some eye cringe and some eye bleach and that stuff's kind of timeless. So, and then Saturday night, I think we're gonna do Bitch with Comrade Misty. We skipped this past Saturday so she could hang out with the girls, and she really needed it. She was exactly the kind of mind cleanse she needed. And Sunday night next. Yep, bitch.
She needs to be a mom.
And
I love you, bitch.
And how do we miss that? Of course, we'll be back next Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Dr. Nick is asking if there's any truth to the rumor that Mastermind and Bad Cookies, they're doing a podcast called Punch the Pud, Will that be part of INN? It might be, but
don't know.
It might be at some point. But send it over and we'll listen to it. And if everyone at INN likes
Ask
it,
them.
well, we can. DJ Joe Nice will be here on Wednesday night, so you can see him yourself, Gamer, and say hi. Yep, Gamer. Yes, Misty did hang with the daughters on Saturday night, and they went for a girls' weekend, so she did not do a bitch on Saturday. I no longer support Chris Smalls. He sold out. Yeah, that's what we talked about. If you go back, Gamer, and you watch the segment about he's actually being recalled. There is a group of 86 people who signed a petition to have him recalled and saying that he is using unilateral authoritarian type of measures to retain control and not working on behalf of the workers. So Jordan Deck, thank you so much for the super chat. Love the show, network in general. Thank you so much. Keep up the great work. Appreciate that, man. That's really, really much appreciated. Yeah, we're trying our best, and we're putting out, by the way, indienewsnetwork.substack.com. If you miss anything during the week, I put out a Substack on Friday afternoon, Friday evening that has a recap and an embed of everything with links to all the different streams, not only our streams, but also the appearances on other shows off the network. Like I actually co-hosted Hardlands Media on Wednesday with Kit. Shout out, thank you so much to Kit Cabello for having me on Hardlands Media on Wednesday. That was a blast doing the news with Kit. Misty needs her own Substack, and she has one, by the way, mistywinston.substack.com. But she needed her own article this week for all the appearances that she had. She was like all over Sputnik and RT. Everybody was having her on as a guest. Tara was on with Lee Camp. Definitely check that out. That was a good 45-minute conversation. I know everybody at tomorrow night, Gamer is going to be post-duopoly, so if Crab and Chris are not going to go live with Politically Homeless, definitely check that out. I know that there'll be a lot of people watching that. So I think we're fucked. Is that what
we're fucked?
Yes, that's right. We're fuck stacked. Yep. Oh my God, that's so great, Mastermind Hour. I have to suggest to her that we change the name of Comrade Misty, new in news. What's new in news with Comrade Misty to We're Fucked Stack. That's really funny. I love that. And I think Misty will too. She became the We're Fucked lady. So I know she loves that so much. So yeah, man. Colin, I'll let you anything else you want to plug, any other appearances? I know you've been doing some RBN stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to be on Misty's radio show.
Oh, right.
At 6 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, just before I go on 9 and News at 9. And it's looking like I will be on RBN as a panelist at least once a week. I'm not sure how it's going to be fine for now since I'm on break. When I go back to work, that might be it will be a little tricky since they go on their afternoon show as I end work. So I'm not sure how that's going to work once school starts next month. But at least I'll make the attempt to go on as often as possible. So yeah, so that's going to be a thing, at least for now, that at least for the summer, that I'll be on RBN at least once a week. So that'll be either on Wednesday or Thursday afternoons now. So yeah, stay tuned.
Nice. Sweet.
We'll try to figure that out and talk to CJ about that.
Gamer, you're talking about Jimmy doing the show in Baltimore with Max. Actually, Colin was there on last night.
Yes.
And
yeah, it was a great show. Max did a great job with his bit. Did 15-minute set. He did record it, so hopefully he will post it. But yeah, it was a great show. So anyone who has opted, if Jimmy performs live near you, definitely worth.
You had to go all the way to Baltimore.
Fuck you, Baltimore!
Right. I'm going to Stamford, Connecticut. I'm going to go see him at the end of August. That's about an hour from me. He is coming to New York City. I may end up going to the city as well. We'll see. I would love to make it like an INN kind of outing. I know Greg is going to go. We might pull Lucy and pull in some of the other local New York area INN members. Maybe Chris Legion will show up. I don't know who we can get to, but we'll try to coordinate as many. Angel's, it's going to be a tough ride. I mean, Angel would have to jump on a train from Trenton and take it into the city, which isn't terrible, but it's a 2-hour ride for him. Yeah, yep. It's just amount of money. It's just about cash. Max is funnier than Elwood, no question. Max kill. I'm telling you, go back and watch. Back last October, they did a stand-ups for Assange in DC. And Katie Halper and Lee Camp and Max and Randy Credico and a bunch of them did a stand-up, and Max was by far the funniest of all of them. It wasn't even close in my mind. And I knew then.
Who fucking said this shit in the fucking chat? What fucking idiot said something stupid in the chat?
I love it. So, all right. Watch INN. I love everybody in this family, really. Subscribe to our Substacks. What else do we have? I think I might have one other slide. Let's see. Nope, we're done. I don't have anything else here. But yeah, we'll be around during the week.
Do all the things.
Yep, like, share, subscribe. Do it. Like he said, do it. So I will say to keep questioning everybody's motivations, and we will see you all week. Watch for the clips and share the hell out of the stuff. Thank you, everyone. Love you.
Keep listening to what little birds have to tell you. Good night, fam.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye. Have a great time.
Indie News Network, collaborative family of independent content creators. Co-hosted normally by me, Indy. I'm founder and editor of Indie Left News and Indie Media Today. I got Reef Breland sitting next to me.
At Kennedy News.
Is Andrew Rivera on The Handsome Cynic?
Politics and survival.
My name is Jett.
It's American tradition.
What's up, Space Monkeys? Welcome to Political Fight Club. I'm Robert Durden.
I mean, I mostly make art for INN.
Big Man Crab Joe. Keep up those great videos.
Hey guys, it's Yeti. Coming at you.
Hello, my name is Lucy from Blue Moon Red Wine.
This is Chris Legion.
Keep fighting that good fight out there, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Who are these people?
I think I liked it better being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines, and when I couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride. I thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. They both bleed us so dry.
My favorite songs don't hit the same way. I get to the end of a 4-minute track and I'm only looking back thinking, what